We're now live.
Is this bad time to talk about something inappropriate?
No, it's not.
Shame.
We just
As we are
we
going
just
to
have a
kick
powwow and just open up together.
We're going to kick off the new campaign for the channel DnD Whenever. That is aptly named Mages and Miniatures. You guys will find out here in a second once you see the party, but let's go ahead and get started. And I would like to welcome the party to Alverth, a small world in a massive universe full of various planets and connections to different planes. We find ourselves zooming in on this planet and beginning to focus, more specifically on the eastern continent, and a kingdom known as Ibikaro. A massive mass expansion of land that is owned by several allied vassal houses. We go in even further to the small walled town of Accabury, a trading town that is the start of the Silver Road, which connects the settlements on the eastern side of the mountain range, owned by the kingdom of Ibikaro. The kingdom itself is very simple. You worship its approved deities, and you follow its laws. You have no trouble. Speak of treason, and you are put to the sword. Tensions are as high as ever, as rumors speak of various rebel sects, like SECTS, for those of you who want to try and make a joke out of that.
Nipped it in the bud before it even started. Good job, Cam.
I try, but various groups of mages who have been trained by various other organizations have come to assist the rebels in secret. Various networks of intelligence, and a group of inquisitors known as the Officio Inquisitorius hunt down rebels and execute them on public display. We find ourselves at the gate of the town of Accabury, facing the Silver Road itself, as the first of a handful of wandering, lost threads of fate become intertwined. The figure is small. Walking through the gates, has a very elaborate and jovial appearance about her. Siri, would you like to describe your character?
I can put her in character face claims.
Please describe the character for those who don't see her.
I'm gonna be AFK for a hot bit. Hang on.
So, Hezro Silverthread is a small rock gnome. On her seems to be a very nice set of purple robes. There's a belt going across holding a spellbook on one side. She's got a set of round glasses and a mess of slightly wavy, curly brown hair and grayish-green eyes. She does not wear any shoes as she walks further and further in, smiling with a slight skip in her step.
All right. Hezro, as you're walking around town, is there anything particular that you are trying to find?
She's just wide-eyed, honestly. She's more or less looking potentially for a tavern to stay at.
All right, go ahead and make me a survival check for the first roll of the campaign.
Oh, why did you give it to me?
Because I wanted to give a survival check to the wizard.
4.
4.
You find
So-
Sally.
It takes you the better half of the day. You got into town at about sunrise, and it hits about where the sun is at its highest. And you eventually find a small little tavern called the Bucking Board. Ironically, near the entrance to the gate into the city. As you are looking around, you walk into the tavern itself. It's a very rustic feel. The floors are old wood, but well maintained. There is a set of tables, each with about 4 or 5 chairs. And surprisingly to your knowledge about the continent, a half-orc woman sits behind the bar. 2 short tusks protruding from each of the sides of her mouth as she's cleaning her latest cup of ale and kind of glancing over at the only other patrons in the actual tavern. What seem to be 3 off-duty guards, enjoying a drink and having a conversation.
She kind of pokes her head in, waddles inside, looking around. Kind of like, whoa, everything's new. She'll take a seat in one of the tables.
As you take a
Observe
seat,
how people properly act in such a situation.
all right, you take a seat in kind of one of the less centralized tables, but still in obvious sight, and take a seat. A couple of minutes pass, and you see the half-orc starting to kind of eye the back room as you walk in, and one last time she walks back. Hey, Torvin, we have a customer. Get up. And she goes back to cleaning the flagon. And you see a human man, balding, has a short white goatee. Walks over to your table. Hattie, welcome to the Bucking Board. Is there anything you'd like to eat or drink?
Oh, well, what is there, if I can ask?
Well, we have a couple of things. We have ale, we have whiskey, we have eggs and bacon, we have haunch of horse. But our particular special is draft blood brew. It's a very special kind of ale that is made exclusively in Ackerbury.
Oh, is it very, it's very strong?
I mean, define strong.
I'm not very good with liquors. But if it's popular, I guess I'll have some. How much for a meal and the like?
Let's see. Just your standard meal, some meats. You're gonna probably cost you about somewhere around 5 silver.
She gives a nod, kind of taking out a small pouch and putting down the 5 silver pieces.
He takes the 5 silver, pocketing it and saying, "Thank you. We'll get your food right out." And he goes back behind where that back room is, and you see a fire lit, and you hear the sizzling of some kind of meat. As that's going on, we make our way to the top floor of the Bucking Board. A collection of small rooms. They could probably fit a good person or two. We go to the farthest room on the left. We see what seems to be the size of a normal human figure, or a humanoid rather, wrapped in blankets. Sitting at the kind of corner table in a chair is a dwarf, middle-aged, with long brown hair and a short, stubby beard. As he looks out into the window, he shakes his head. All right, I've waited long enough. He sits it and jumps off the chair and walks over. Hey. Hey. Okay, yeah, my voice is not going to do it. And you see him grab the bed sheets and yank them off the bed, and it is not one figure that falls out. It is two tiny ones that kind of unravel and fall onto the floor. Tundra, if you would like to describe your character.
One of the figures that tumble out is a golden orange kobold that is 2 feet and 7 inches with little canines sticking out a little past her chin. She's clad in kind of tattered, studded leather armor with a bow kind of strung across her back haphazardly. And her horns kind of curl, her little hornlets curl like a ram inwards with green eyes and golden flakes. Her toe beans are gold.
All right. Tempest, if you would like to describe your character.
My character is completely different. It's actually orange golden, specifically with black speckled all over the body. Yeah, no. That's the minor part. It's fine. It's nothing they share. He also has golden feet, but the most interesting thing about him is that almost his entire body is kind of wrapped in a different fashion than you'd normally expect of a kobold. Kind of a mummy. His tail is wrapped around with cloths that kind of drape around and kind of orange strings here and there. There's overarching cloak with a few wrappings around his snout, and like you can see him and he will be very visibly kobold, but it's not a typical wrapping style that you would see from a average rogue typically. He likes to be much bound up and covered.
All right, and could we get the names of those kobolds?
Why?
My kobold's name is Tylim Fletcher Goldfoot.
My kobold is called Grabbin Casher Goldfoot.
So, as the two of you wake up and you make that remark, Grabber, you see the dwarf accomplice you've had over the last week or so shake his head. Because I told you guys to wake up at dawn, and it's fucking noon.
Have you ever heard of a
I'm
time
sorry,
change?
it was interesting. Things happening last night, so.
Our dawn could be different from your dawn. What if our dawn started at a different time of the day?
Well,
Basically nocturnal.
Pretty much.
how about we go by my dawn then?
Specify that.
Anyway, my time with you is up. I'm going back to my employer, the person who hired you to do the thing that he had asked you to do.
We ever gonna find out more about that? Because I don't like it being dark.
Yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about that too.
Just later, I
Eventually.
thought.
If I see you again and I'm told to give you the information, I'd be more than happy to.
That's almost
In the
enough.
meantime, the tab's yours.
What?
Wait, what tab?
Wait,
Any
what tab? What's the tab?
The tab for the room.
How much is that?
Well, I thought you were just like drinking like a dwarf does. Whatever.
It's up to... first off, that's extremely racist. Second off, the tab's about 2 gold right now for the room.
2 gold?
That's
yes.
nothing. What are you complaining about?
Because every little piece of gold is important. What if we need
No,
it for something else?
It's really not.
Right.
We'll pay it. It's fine.
Yeah, if you want to keep the room, just let the lady know I'm going to tell her that you'll be responsible for the tab. It's under your 2 names right now. In the meantime, when you see him kind of grab a kind of over-the-shoulder satchel, put it over his body, I have errands to run. I suppose y'all have a good day.
Bye.
And he... Oh, by the way, here's the keys to the room, and he tosses them over to Grabber.
Nice.
You trust him with the keys?
I don't know exactly which one you got to trust.
They're called sticky fingers for a reason.
Hey, you're the one with sticky fingers.
All right, I might
Exactly.
see you again.
Hey,
Bye.
see
And with,
ya.
and with that, he
Let the kind man go. God.
walks
I'm letting
out
him go. He can walk out as much as he wants to.
and closes the door. and starts to walk downstairs.
Get your foot off my tail.
Get your tail off my foot.
It's
Degenerate.
under your foot, you dipshit.
I said
I now know
off.
how the entire party feels with Cain and Abel.
So as you two are arguing for a brief moment, the day is yours now. As both of you get up, both of you hear from either both of you or one of you the slight rumbling of your stomach.
Food?
Breakfast time. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, so the two of you make your way down. As you make your way down, so I'm getting used names here. Hesro, you see a dwarven man in kind of darker leather armor with a satchel over his shoulder walk up to the half-orc. All right, listen, the tab, the kobolds got it now. You're really giving it to the kobolds like they're gonna pay me? Don't worry, they're not under my protection anymore. I don't care. Right. So am I getting paid for the room or no? They have integrity. Anyway, I wish you a good day. Kind of puts a couple of silver down. Here's a tip for dealing with them. He starts to make his way out the front door.
Grabbin comes downstairs at that point. First order of business.
Followed by
Connor.
Fletcher.
Hey, we need to pay tab.
Yeah, do you want to pay half and I pay half, or you cover it all?
Just
or I cover
put
it
2
all?
down. It doesn't particularly matter. Here.
Yeah.
Puts down 2 gold.
She looks at you, looks at the gold, looks at you again, looks at the gold, looks at you.
I mean, if you don't want it, that's fine.
We can happily
No,
do that.
I'm a little surprised you paid the tab. Are you going to be wanting to stay any more nights here, or,
Pay it
We
night
will
by
see
night.
about that. What time is it? Like, I don't know, like 10? We'll
It's-
talk about it at 2 if we want to keep it.
All right, just, if you don't give me the key by the end of the day, I have your names, I'll get the guards.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hold on to it forever.
Well, hey. She walks to the back. Wait, are you guys wanting anything to eat or drink?
Yes.
That'd be nice.
As
Food.
she's standing right by the door, and she asks you that question, she looks back in. Jackass, you have more customers. And walks back over and starts cleaning. The same guy comes back out. Hi.
How much for a meal?
Depends. Do
Starting.
you want the local special, or
What's that?
it's a plate of meats with a cup of our famous draft blood ale?
Hell yeah, give me.
I'll
What is
take
it, like
too.
5 silver?
It's 5 silver for that.
I can pay for both meals since he paid for the room.
All right.
As long as
Go
we
for
just
it.
get payment.
She'll put down a gold piece.
He takes it and starts to prepare the 2 more pieces of meat, and you hear them kind of sizzle as they make impact with the griddle in the back room.
That is a good sound.
Yeah. A sound I wish we heard more often. I'm starving.
Well, just pay money, dummy.
I did pay money, dummy.
Well, I'm just talking about for in general for food. You're like, oh, it never happened. No, we eat all the time.
We
We're
can
fine.
always just hunt for it too.
But that's not as fun.
What do you mean it's not as fun?
You don't get to interact with all the people with all their weird mannerisms and their socializing.
You're the one who wants to go interact with fleshies.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's the tall ones you have to watch out for.
Here we go. There's not a difference between tall fleshies and short fleshies. They're fleshies either way.
No, there's a distinct difference.
There is not a distinct difference.
There so is.
There is not.
As the 2 kobolds are kind of arguing off to the side, Hezro, you see these 2 kobold-like beings about between 2 foot and 3 foot tall, kind of sitting there, almost quietly barking at each other.
Every single time I travel, it's always something new and different. Oh well.
Kind of opening her book, keeping an eye on them just in case. Waiting for her food.
All right. A couple of moments pass, and you, all of you, watch as the first massive steak on a wooden plate is put out in front of Hezro, and he goes and pops open a special keg and pours some of the drink into it and puts it down right beside. Here you go.
Holy shit, is that what we ordered?
We can save some for later.
Hell yeah!
Fuck yes!
She looks over at them and then at her food with the look of so much.
Well, see, now look at that. That right there, that's good taste. Coming from a fleshy shorty.
I'll give it that.
He waves excitedly.
She gives a small wave back.
He looks at the cook, just kind of like doing that like little soft table lap, just back and forth, bat, 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 bat.
You're not a
excited
bard.
for food.
Stop making music.
Fuck off.
As that's going on, we turn our perspective as the camera zooms back out of the bucking board and kind of zooms back in to a small building that is on a corner of a street. The actual label or kind of sign has been worn out almost to the point where it's non-existent. However, we see the word Ruby and then ACA on the actual sign itself, so it waves in the wind. We take our perspective now into the small building, and we see a elderly man with a long white beard, long grayish white hair, in sort of fancy robes, signing off on what appears to be a piece of paper. All right, case number 1, like the only person in here. And he looks back up to the row of chairs that sit right by next to a window. John, if you would like to describe your character.
So, sitting in one of the chairs is at least for a human, averagely tall male. Medium blonde hair, about to his neck, between his neck and his shoulders, and a small light beard and bright blue eyes. He's dressed a little finer with a bit of studded leather, his clothes.
And as you're sitting there, you hear your number called out as you're holding this small little piece of parchment that just has 01 on it. And you see the old kind of curator and instructor look back up as he's waving a paper in his hands.
Oh, I guess I'm next. Wonderful.
As you kind of get up and make your way over there, the old man looks at you. Well, here, this is your adventure credit from the Ruby Academy. Here's the policy. All you have to do is send a letter back every month with your findings and if you've made any advancements. If you wish to apply for a higher degree, you do need a thesis to match the level required. Here is the letter and stating all of that information.
I take it and read it over real quick.
Yeah, it says everything the old man said. In addition to your particular school. And a note from one of the professors back home. Which summarized up is not a lot of people try and take this particular path you're taking. Do it well, you'll become a master fast. Sincerely, Professor Gearwind.
I always liked Gearwit. Such encouraging letters.
I remember when me and Gearwind were on the front lines fighting the dwarves of Stoneforge in that war. That was... God, I'm old.
Yes, I seem to notice that. That was quite a while ago.
Well, anyway, one last thing. In the letter there, you have that little ticket there. That gives you 3 free nights at the Bucking Board Tavern right over by the western gate of the town. Just head over there, present the ticket. They're very long-standing partners with us. Just, they'll be more than happy to provide you a room.
That was well worth the 10-hour wait for the paperwork to get done.
You were here for 10 hours?
You were asleep for part of it, but, you know.
Oh. Well, yeah, I do kind of get lonely. Well, that's basically it. I hope you have a good day, and I hope your adventure credit does you well.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ackerbury, and after the 10-hour wait, I hope it's worth it.
It should be. And I head out.
All right, as you head back out, you walk into a busy street. You see now most of the corners. You see this kind of darkened blackish-brown leather uniform guards. At least 1 or 2 of them on every street corner, each of them holding a spear in hand. As they're kind of looking around at the hustle and bustle. You know Ackerbury is a place that is primarily home to the Silverhoof clan of Centaurs, one of the 3 noble houses of the Kingdom of Ibicaro. And it definitely shows here. Among the humans and occasional halflings, centaurs seem to take up a majority of the inner streetways, as it seems like the infrastructure was built for them in mind.
Lots of room to get around then.
Yes.
I'm going to make my way over to the Bucking Board.
All right. You follow the instructions on the card. Make a survival check with advantage.
Oh boy. Well, you know how my dice hate me, Cameron?
Yeah.
That's a 5.
As you're walking through town, you reread one of the directions wrong. You're like, where the hell is it? I'm trying to find it. And you accidentally bump into someone in the middle of the road. You don't notice them while you're focusing on this card. And I need both you and Mark to make me dexterity saving throws.
All right.
What?
That's a 10, Cameron.
All right. Fold, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
21. Not too
21.
bad.
So the two of you bump into each other. Thold, it's a little too late to give this guy a heads up as he bumps kind of past you, and Eugene, you almost stumble a little bit, but you manage to catch yourself on your footing. And before you is a very stalwart dwarf that you had just crossed paths with. Mark, if you'd like to describe your character.
What the human artificer sees is this 4'7", like built dwarf carrying a great sword the size of him, and he looks like he is almost on a mission in his eyes. He's balding on the top and has a really long red beard.
Oh, my apologies. You look like a very determined fellow. Sorry for not seeing you there.
No. It's my fault, really.
If I could make it up to you, I'm heading to a tavern now if you'd like me to buy you a drink.
You know what? I believe a drink sounds about good right now. I'll take you up on your offer.
Oh, come join me then. And I'll start taking off back in the direction that I think the inn is in.
Do you know which way to the tavern?
Oh, yes, I have instructions here. Know exactly where I am.
So you follow the instructions this time and figure out that you got mistaken at 5th Street and 5th Avenue. You managed to get back on 5th Street, making your way down. You see as it's one of like the major roadways that kind of lead as kind of like a diamond around the town. And you find yourself at this tavern with stone foundations and a very rustic wooden design that has a floating sign that waves in the wind that you watch as it is a board with horse legs kicking into the air, and the words underneath it are the bucking board.
I misheard the old man. I thought that said before.
I don't even want to know how you would mistake that, but okay.
As the two of you make your way into the tavern, about this time, Grabber and Talem, your plates of steak and your 2 flagons of draft blood ale, which, for those who ordered it, it is a ale that is oddly colored with a darkish red tint. Has a very cinnamon taste to it, but isn't surprisingly that strong. It was made for lightweights in mind.
So can you kind of...
Well, that's disappointing.
Shut up.
As all of you witness this like absolute unit of a dwarf and this human man walk in, the human man looks over. Oh, welcome to the Bucking Board. Are you looking to get anything to drink, eat?
Yes, and a place to stay. I'm here from the Ruby Academy, and I hand over the little piece of parchment.
He takes it and all right. Let me make sure the room's cleaned out for you, but in the meantime, is there anything you want to eat and drink? Food? Our signature ale?
Sure, I'll take a glass and one for my friend here too.
All
and
right,
I gesture over to the dwarf.
All right, that's going to be 4 silver pieces total.
I hand him a gold piece and wait for my change.
It takes him a second to do the math, and he eventually gets the right amount, puts it in your hands, like, I'll make sure your room's situated. And he walks over to the half-orc woman. Hey, room 2, can you check on it for me real quick? We got another intern. She shakes her head and grunts and turns her gaze from the people off in the corner, the 3 off-duty soldiers. Like, yeah, keep an eye on them. They've drinking a lot. And she makes her way upstairs. And he pours 2 more flagons and hands them off to Thold and Eugene. The 2 of you see what is probably the oddest collection of tavern patrons that you could have spotted. You see a gnome with a little book out, very elegant purple dress, and you see 2 kobolds that seem to have been bickering for some time now.
Grabbin is completely and utterly focused on lovingly destroying this steak.
Same. They're pretty quiet right now, actually.
Oh, okay. So the two of you are just kind of savagely devouring their steaks.
It's rare enough to see a gnome, from what I've seen so far of the world. It's even more rare to see not one, but two kobolds in the same tavern.
Grabbin hears Kobold and looks over, and then sees Dwarf. And then immediately in Dwarf goes,
Oh, Hail, how you doing?
Following suit, Talon looks over.
It's a dwarf.
I can see that.
Doesn't
Well,
look
you
like...
just sounded curious.
Oh, I was
Curiosity
just.
doesn't need to be announced.
Oh, don't mind me. I was just thinking out loud.
No, it's fine. I just. Hi.
Not the lure slicks that's been
He
directed
goes
our
back
way.
to-
it's like his mind is half on greeting the dwarf, half on like, this is steak. I shouldn't taste this.
If you can't eat it all, then we can dry it out.
He continues to eat.
She resumes eating too.
Very interesting.
The
Should,
dwarf has politely eaten bits of the massive steak, but it's a lot of food for such a small, dainty child.
It absolutely is. Like, we are talking maybe a...
I picture tomahawk steaks. Those big, giant tomahawk steaks.
Yeah, a giant tomahawk steak, essentially.
She's nibbling on little politely cut pieces.
As you all gather your drinks and are enjoying your food, and time begins to pass on momentarily. Eventually, you all see a couple more guards off shift walk in and kind of be like, "Hey!" to the other three guards, and the other three kind of raise their drinks up and start to. The three other decide to sit down with them and are starting to have a drink, and it's starting to get a little rowdy. Along with them is a man dressed in a kind of like hide armor with a white tabard that goes over it that has the symbol of Ibicaro, the sword that goes through the sun, the four approved deities surrounding it. As he's walking in with a couple of pieces of paper, he walks over to a board at the side of the room and starts with a small little hammer and nail, starting putting certain pieces of paper on board. And you see him put about 5 or so pieces down before he looks around, notices the ambience of the crowd, gives the kobolds the slight stink eye, and then walks out.
Did you see the look he gave us?
What look? I'm sorry. Are you still paying attention to the way people look at us? I mean, this is not
No,
uncommon.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to rate it. 1 to 10, how much do you think he hated us just from one look?
Probably a passive 5. Not like I
Passive
fucking care.
5? Well, you didn't spin in our general direction. Maybe a 4.5?
I didn't know you even knew about decimals. Well done.
I hit my brother. I hit my brother non-lethally.
So, are you trying to avoid the attack?
No, it's no biggie. She can't do
Okay.
anything to me.
So, you just like the slight, just kind of like jab to the shoulder, like, yeah!
I can do basic math. It's just a little dot between the two numbers.
Well, yeah, but that's rather complicated. That's like taking a whole piece and then taking it into different whole pieces of
I'm
different
not
sizes. So
stupid.
I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying I'm impressed. It's a genuine compliment.
got away with it this time.
Such a fucking dick.
What'd you just say?
Huh? What? I said the steak is really great. You should
No,
dig it.
I don't believe you.
Thold looks over at
Oh,
you.
that's fine.
I think we're about to get a show with our dinner.
Oh,
One of the guards peeks his head over. It ain't exactly going to be a good show, though.
Ah, ruined all the fun already.
Well, I'm a realist about dragon bloods.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Listen,
I'm not going to say anything else, but if you two want to prove me wrong, go right ahead and take something off of that board right there and complete it.
Graben looks at the board.
From where you're sitting, it just seems like 4 pieces of paper that are very elegantly written on.
Tylen looks at the board too.
Can he read it where he is, or does he have to get over and inspect it?
Make a perception check.
Cool.
Can I join in that perception check? She wants to look over at it too.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
That's going to be 15 total for me.
15? Yeah. So you look over and you're able to read. The first paper is by order of the crown himself, King Alphonse Vero III. Any and all rebel activity is to be reported to the town governor or authority representative, or Platinum Spear. Any and all rebels brought in, 150 gold pieces per head. You see,
that just sounds like an easy job.
You see another one. For a couple of goblins that have been ambushing the Silver Road. The reward for them in eliminating the goblins is 10 gold per goblineer, plus an additional 50 gold upon quest completion.
I poke him. Goblins have 2 ears. That's 2 or 2.
I can
10.
guess.
That's
1 plus
20
1 is
gold.
2. You are
Per goblin.
so smart. So smart.
Go for that one. Fetch.
The third one you see is a kind of essentially like a flyer. Known as Join the Officio Inquisitorius. With several kind of bullet points, you like free access to temples dedicated to the ruler gods, direct contact and work with the famous Officio Inquisitorius, and fair pay of 5 gold a work week.
It's entirely too long. They're compensating for something. Regardless, I really love that the guard are just trying to pawn off their jobs on us. So that's pretty cool and all. I mean, it's good to know that much confidence in us.
Let's get the
Just kind of doing another stink eye back towards the guard.
Well, they're easy jobs anyway. So maybe.
Exactly, and a little coin doesn't hurt.
You should be finding a rebel.
I don't want to go through the trouble of getting on wrong sides.
On the wrong side of what? We're kind of neutral around here.
Yeah, of course the kobolds don't want to do the country a service and finding rebels.
Go find some yourself, friend.
Yeah, if you think you're so great.
You know, and he slams a completely empty tankard down, and he stands up. I think I just might.
My money's on 2 kobolds.
You know, Gold, I find it really interesting that the guards here strong-arm racially the kobolds into doing their job, so they can just sit here and drink. It's smart, actually.
Yeah, what he said.
Are you making fun of my work?
Oh, no. I would have to see you do it to make fun of it.
He gives you a very hard look up and down.
Let's not fight, please. I No, I'm squishy.
I second that. I don't want to deal with.
Your little feet tuck under this chair a little bit.
How about we all just get along, okay?
Make a persuasion check.
Pet voice.
Something I'm better at.
Pet voice.
Persuasion, you say? That is a 15.
15. The guard kind of looks around, like listens to your voice, like that's not what my fucking time. And he kind of takes his stuff, and you see the armor that he's not wearing anymore. Kind of puts it back on, takes the spear. All right, boys, see you back on watch. And he starts making his way out.
Very quietly, under her breath, she says,
Language.
I have a Captain America here. I love her.
Oh, the voice was already getting to me. But now it's even better.
Grabber, you make your way over, and which job are you just grabbing like one paper, or are you grabbing all the papers?
Well, he grabs all the papers to spite the guard, but he really only wants like the goblin, because the other one is the name isn't too entirely long. He's not going to bother like even touching it. So, and then turning rebels in, that's just a waste of time.
Cameron.
Yes.
I was looking through the World Anvil for much information on the rebels. What would my girl know about them rebel scum?
Make me a history check.
Oh, a history. A history is something I'm a smart cookie. That's a 19.
This rebellion you know about has kind of been a on and off thing. It's only recently that you heard about various mages from other countries who have broken their ties with their current kingdom to go and assist the rebels. That the rebels started becoming a threat.
What are they rebelling against and why?
They're rebelling against the kingdom of Ibicaro for mostly people deem as a corrupt justice system, where a lot of innocent people are deemed heretics by the Officio Inquisitorius and are burned at the stake in public execution.
So for a good reason. It's not like they're just being little shits. It's that the rebels do seem to think they have a cause.
Yeah, the rebels believe they have a cause. Most official government documents, though, obviously are the rebels are evil and they need to be destroyed. But from a 15, that is all the information you can get. 19. You haven't heard of any of the mages that you've known in your past going to help the rebels. Last time you had any kind of information about them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Grabber, you make your way back over to the table with all of the papers, which there was also an additional fourth paper that you went ahead and grabbed since you were just trying to spite the guard. And it was another kind of recruiting thing, but not for the military, but for something known as the Golden Guard, which you know is kind of the local guard militia that protects the internal areas of the towns. And as you come back to the table with Tylum, you have both the recruiting forms, the Goblin form, and the Rebel form in your hands.
Is there a time limit on the Goblin now, or can we just do it whenever we want?
Pretty sure we could just do it whenever.
Let me see it.
As long as they're a threat. No, fine.
Let me see it.
Just say please.
Grab. Please let me see it.
There we go.
Hand it over.
I take it and read it. Does it say like anything in specifics, or just the general 10 gold per ear?
Now that you actually are looking at the paper, like right in your hands, it doesn't say goblins. It says goblinoids.
Oh, grab. What's this? Grab.
I mean, I saw it.
Goblinoids.
Yeah, and
What it's like? Would we know the general kind of goblins are, like bugbears and hobgoblins?
Make a nature check.
Yeah. Copperhead, you're my favorite dice. I love you so much. You said nature, right?
Yes.
Na. That is a 19.
19. The goblinoids that you can recall are the normal goblins. There are hobgoblins, which are essentially taller fleshies who are good at combat. And then there's the bugbears, who are taller than them, but a little bit dumber.
Okay, so we could either be facing goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears, or a mix.
this doesn't change anything, though.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how many there are.
Is there a number, Kim?
There is not
I
enough.
mean, it's not like they have more or less ears, unless they've already missed one.
Well, the issue is, I'm pretty sure we could take them out slowly, but what if there's like an entire encampment? Could we take an entire
Then find
encampment out?
people to help us. This is not exactly something that's difficult.
If I might interject real quick.
Hi.
Hello. The issue, on top of just it being 10 gold per ear, bugbears and hobgoblins can be rather dangerous for just 20 gold a head.
Well, it's all 50 on job completion.
Yeah.
So did you have a point, or
Oh, just the point was, if it's goblinoids in general, could become potentially dangerous.
I mean,
well,
faced
would
worse.
you like to help with that? Are you just be interested, or are you bystandering?
I mean, if you need help, I would be more than happy to come.
Well, if you want to come
I'm not
with
opposed.
us-
You seem to do a pretty good job of telling guards off, which is great.
Yeah.
A plus in my book.
I can do a little more than tell guards off.
Well, what can you do?
Well,
He looks magic.
yes, to a point. Let's see if there's something relatively safe I could do in here. Cameron, I pull out a glass cube that glows a bluish green inside, and I press the button and cast Fairy Fire.
Okay. Is there I will need everyone to make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh, no.
I like it.
Oh, I think I'm okay.
9.
9.
21. I'm very surprised.
Did he say a dexterity saving throw? That,
Yes.
He did.
13. That's a 10.
So the save is 13, Cameron.
Okay, so anyone who made a 13 or above passes. Everyone who Yeah, what color did they glow?
They start glowing green.
They started glowing green. So everybody who failed, which is also the group of about 5 or so guards, start glowing this green energy. Like, what the fuck? They start getting up. Most of them are drunk, and some of them fall flat on their ass. Like, what's happening?
That was much more entertaining than I thought it would be.
The one that's kind of sober gets up like, "You, do you have a license for that?
Don't worry, it's harmless. It's just a little visual effect.
Do you have a license for it?"
Yes, I have a license.
Show
I
me.
pull out my credentials from the Ruby Academy and that I'm on my adventure credit. I'm like, here, I was showing off.
He snatches it out of your hand like, fuck, okay, here you go.
My apologies, I didn't mean to startle you guys.
Alright, look, just don't do it again.
Yes, of course.
Alright, is there any way you can stop this? Because my 4 friends over there, one of them's like, man, I must be really fucking tripping.
Yeah, I'll end concentration, Cameron.
And the green glowing stops on everyone, and they're like,
Aw, green was my color.
oh.
Green does not look good on me.
Hezro kind of lifted a finger to say something about green being color, and then the finger down. Like, wait, I'm not gonna say anything there.
I thought it looked nice on you, though. Contrast with the red, not too bad.
I don't know. Red's more my color. Green, no. Don't do that again.
You there! Eat your
What?
steak! He points at the short, fleshy girl. What are you gonna
Points at
say?
me.
Yes.
Well, what?
What are you gonna say? You were like, oh.
I just didn't think that shade of green was your color. It's too bright. Maybe a more muted shade would be alright. But that one wasn't very good. Too bright.
It's green.
That's why I didn't say anything, because it's a perspective, not a fact. And unkind perspectives are just mean words.
I love that person. Carson, what's your designation and name or whatever the fuck?
Wow, trying to use big words,
Oh.
impressing her or something?
She hops down from the chair so that
No.
she stands to her
You.
full 2'9" height.
Oh shit, she's taller than us.
No, we're short.
I'm a giant compared to them.
Why
And I'm a dwarf.
Do you remember the name of this campaign? Have you understood
It
it?
is mages and miniatures, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Well,
Cameron, I can't believe you didn't say anything. I was very, very close to playing a gnome.
oh no.
Please just change it. Just redact it. Redact it. Just change it all.
No,
No.
I'm the gnome.
No.
She kind of takes the hem of her skirt dress thing, and she kind of gives a small curtsy.
Hezreal Silverthread. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Man, she also knows about equality. That's amazing.
I don't think that's the right word you're looking for.
I mean, she treats us better than most so far.
I mean, I'll give her that.
Yeah, just
fair
gives a
enough.
small smile.
So, question, big tall one, are you with the hairy one, and then you two are gonna come along with us?
I was just taking him here for a drink, but he looks the adventure.
I mean, then it's up to him, I suppose.
Yes. Would you be interested, though?
I mean, as long as I get paid.
Fair enough.
There's money,
We can
always
split it.
money.
Money.
And you, since you're, what can you do specifically? Are you able to do anything at all? Like, you know,
Who is he asking?
He's asking you, your character.
I can do some magic. I don't think you guys
more
want
magic, wonderful.
I don't think it's a good idea to have any demonstrations since, well, the
Well,
last
no,
one didn't
I
really
mean,
go well.
we'll just take your word for it. It's fine. I mean, you're looking for money. I assume everyone's looking for money.
Everyone is looking for money. That's what this world practically works on.
Whatever.
Well, I could possibly help, yes. Wouldn't be bad.
See? Look, I already have an entire group assembled.
Well done.
What
Get
is your
on
name
it.
then?
Oh, Grabbin.
Tylim. Or Fletcher.
Or Casher.
Catcher is not one of the names.
It's my name.
Okay.
Thank you.
I myself am Eugene. Nice to meet you.
Eugene. That's a very non-typical name. Well done.
It's fairly common in LaSalle. I guess not in this region.
Hmm.
And what about you, Dwarf?
Oh, my name is Thold.
Gold.
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, Fletcher.
So, since your name is Thold, do you go around, just people and say that you just folded them? Thold the folder.
Folder.
He kind of just puts his drink down, looks over, just kind of stunned.
Full air to him.
Just kind of there's a question mark above his head, what? No, I don't go around doing that. They're kind of dead before they can hear that.
But do you say
you already folded them?
No, I don't. Eugene, what? Why do you? Are you in on this now?
I mean, it would be a nice little catchphrase after you cleave them in half with that. Very impressive.
You could scream, "I'm gonna fold him!" right before you do your stuff. Could be like your.
I don't.
Your damn catchphrase.
I don't need a catchphrase thing.
Maybe. What about
no.
it's folding time?
I'm starting to question if I should join, on this.
Why wouldn't you? There's coin involved.
Fair enough. Money's always nice.
Yeah.
And Cam, do I need to worry about how many arrows I have?
Yes.
Okay. So it's 30 arrows per quiver.
So, as the five of you gather, the five other guards kind of get back up, where's the orc lady? We need to pay her a tab. About this time, you see the half-orc woman, now with long black hair that's now tied back into a bun, step back down, and you guys are leaving? Yeah, we have a tab here. Registered amount from the crown, and he almost slams it onto the bar. She takes it. Here's your receipt. If the gold's not in here, I'm gonna have somebody come and get the rest. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, have a good night, Mace.
It's still morning.
It's 3 in the afternoon at this point.
Sir, do you not have the time?
I don't need the time. I know because of my godly wit. By the way, you got a bottle I can take to go. That comes out of your personal thing. He scoffs and puts 5 silver down, and she hands him a bottle. Thank you. You have a good day, miss, and don't let the bugs bite bugs.
This is why I never was
Grabbin
religious.
definitely watches him.
Grabbin, I'm gonna go ahead and pay for a second room for tonight.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, lady,
Yeah.
we're gonna pay for tonight.
All right. That's gonna be 5 copper.
All right.
She'll put down a gold piece and 5 copper back. Or not 5 copper back. 9 gold, 5 copper.
Yep.
Why 9 gold?
Not 9 gold, 9 silver.
There you
Yeah,
go.
9
I
silver.
can do it right.
And you put it, and she hands you the coin back and takes the 5 copper. All right. Keep the room key.
All right.
Any of you else want rooms for the day? I got 2 left.
I'll take one.
All right, that'll be 5 copper.
She'll walk over, just waddling, and put the copper piece or the silver piece down.
She takes the silver piece, hands you back 5 copper.
Thank
Here's
you.
the key to your room. First door on the right. You there, Ruby Academy student.
Yes.
Your room's first door on the left.
Wonderful.
Dwarf, do you want a room?
Yes, sure.
5 copper.
He hands 5 copper.
She hands you back the change and hands you the key. Congratulations, 5 people just took all 4 of my rooms. If you can't tell, I'm ecstatic.
Yep, you're radiating happiness.
So, I heard you talk to the guards there. Do they have a tendency to, how should I put this, skip on the bill?
Local guard garrison pays their tax. They get a certain amount a day. And if they don't like what how much it costs to have a free bottle, not my problem. I'd take it up with their officer.
Well, if you ever need someone to, let's say, persuade the rest of the money from them, I'd be more than happy to help. They seem the unfortunate type to associate with.
They're just a source of money. They don't like me either, except when they're drunk. Don't worry about it too much. Yeah, I'm about to head out for the rest of the day. I have to go get stuff. If you need anything, talk to my husband, Torald. He's... Where did he go? He walks back. Torald, are you sleeping again? This tavern runs 24 hours. I forgot his voice. This tavern runs 24 hours. I need to sleep sometime. And you see her grab one of the frying pans and walk into the room, and you hear like a bong sound. It's like, oh, okay, I'll get up.
What an exciting place.
Well, that was
Sorry.
rather rude.
Sorry you had to hear that. Just he's as much of an alcoholic as the guards.
There are remedies for that, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, if you need anything, talk to Torald. My name is... let me consult my notes.
My name
That's
is,
an old name.
yeah, I don't know what my name is at all. Amnesia hit me.
DM loading here. Give me a sec.
That's a very strange name. Is it exotic?
It's
Sounds like it's from the Narwhal Republic, really.
you have a sharp name or ability to read them. Tune Snow Axe. I used to live there, but not anymore. I live here with my husband because he makes poor life choices.
There's a joke there, but I'm not going.
And she grabs a sack of coin from a lockbox and seals it behind another locked door that's out of sight. And she kind of puts it at her side, and she gets a massive empty satchel, puts it over her shoulder. I'm going out to get more meat. Yeah, you do that. As she leaves. All right, did all of you get situated? Do you need anything else?
We're good.
All right.
Nope.
I believe I'm fine.
Everything's fine over here.
All right, then. Well, if you need anything, just let me know. I'm going to be up here, not in the back, doing my job. And you see him take a stool and kind of sit down as he pulls out what is a used set of very fine wine glasses and starts to clean them. What would you like to do?
Goblins?
I mean, goblins are probably a good idea. Yeah,
Let's
maybe.
go get some coin.
That would be nice. Is there anything you guys have to do before we head out?
I have everything prepared for myself.
Everything I have is on my back, so
I can appreciate that lifestyle. I mean, if you need to unpack, you can do that.
She's so small. What?
No,
Maybe-
we're smaller.
She may be 2 inches bigger than us, but I feel like she's slightly smaller than us at the same time.
her
What
voice
is
is
that
smaller.
supposed to mean?
You know, small, squishy. I mean, we're squishy, but squishy. You points to the note, like, you see what I mean?
No, yeah, of course she's here. She doesn't have scales.
Doesn't that make them more fragile?
Depending on who you ask.
That's an odd way of thinking.
fragile.
Sorry, hang on, out of character. If you fucking put a negative con in this character, I'm going to name it. Continue.
I did not. She has actually a pretty good con. She's got
Cool.
an entire 13. So she's just a wizard, okay?
No, it's okay.
She's
So
a
it's fine.
wizard. Race has no. You're suicide to
It's not stats. Yeah, this is one character that I can't put a negative con on. Don't want to start the game with a dead character.
Exactly.
No one wants to
Don't
start
worry,
session 1 with a dead character.
I've done that before. I'm
Oh.
just
You
that
have.
wizard.
So, you all are heading out for the goblins
To the goblin.
It looks like
Alright.
there's
At Silver Road.
at the Silver Road. And you know once you head out of the western gate, the Silver Road takes the entire southern roadway that leads all the way to a little village called Old Ardens. And supposedly it is on the Silver Road near this location. Who is leading this expedition?
Maybe
The
one.
question is, real quick, we've traveled this road. How long would it take normally to get to this village? Would we be able to reasonably get back tonight?
If you were to travel to the village, it would take you 8 days.
So we paid for a room, and then we're going to travel
we're
a day.
not gonna leave the entire time. We can go back and we can come back whenever we like go down far enough. Then tomorrow we can go back.
The
across
point is, if we're heading out right now, the point is tonight we paid the gold for the room, and they don't have keys, so they're going to be mad that they no keys and no one to live in their rooms.
The paper said that it was close to Ackerbury, not Old Ardens.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, got you. Well,
Yep.
never mind. I am the dumb.
All right then.
I can roll.
Go
I got plus.
go ahead and
4.
roll
Go out.
survival.
Hunt around.
That's a 23 as I go, shh, I'm tracking.
Well,
So-
you can track with your eyes.
Shh.
As you all make your way,
Oh,
you all make your way out of the western gate, and start making your way down south. The road itself is kind of a fitted and kind of terraformed stone as the years passed by. Definitely well traveled. A popular road for merchants and people who live in the Silverhoof clans who wish to go to the capital city, Ibicaro. As you make your way south, Talem leading the party in the expedition, you eventually come across tiny little footprints off to the side of the road, where there are spurts of dried blood.
Wow, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. We should follow behind quietly. You guys can stealth, right?
Mm.
I'm not very quiet. I tend to trip over my feet
just
and stones and
Just
flat ground.
follow behind us and step where we step.
Oh, okay.
So you guys are going to stealth check off the road?
Wow. Oh, really well, really.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
Check.
stealthing.
Yep. Everybody who's trying to be stealthy, make a stealth check.
I will make a stealth check.
Good.
You guys are going to be really happy with
23.
is it a natural one?
What?
Stealth
Yes,
is
it's a natural one.
23, natural 1. Grabber. What everybody else get on their stealth?
19.
You're
19?
asking the barbarian.
Someone already rolled a natural 1.
I rolled a 10.
That's
10.
better than a natural 1.
I rolled
Fair
a 27.
Okay.
Rogue
So-
can be rogue things.
Rogues is rogue things.
I rolled
As
a
you're all
27.
Stealthing your way, you eventually reach the tree line of the forests that kind of bank off the side of the Silver Road.
I'm surprised you completely ignored my natural.
I haven't ignored it yet.
Oh no.
Absurd. So,
Go ahead.
Worse.
as all of you are walking, everyone is stealthy right now, except for Hesro.
She has bells
And-
on her shoes.
Hesro, as you're kind of trying to sneak, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
7.
Bye.
Okay.
And
So-
there goes the
Let me go
Guys.
ahead
Whole
and
parking
change
con
the
and all.
music here.
Oh no.
Oh,
I did
this is
step
gonna be
into a
awful.
trap.
fantastic.
I really like
Well,
this
I
character.
put it into
I'm gonna
the
miss
wrong
her.
list.
Oh, this is gonna be terrifying. And I
This
almost scared
is-
the shit out of myself whenever I checked to make sure we were recording still. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about it.
So-
I just was like, fuck.
You all watch as Hesro is walking.
Oh no. the
You
music
see her
changed.
step on something you really don't know what. And almost out of nowhere, this little puff of green smoke kind of erupts into the air right in Hesro's face. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Better, much better. That is a 20 total. Dirty
20 total. So, as you kind of step on it, and you realize, oh shit! You kind of like start wafting rapidly in the air, getting this little green puff of smoke out of your face, and all of you kind of look, and you hear a voice come from the tree line. Enemies arrive! Ready the werewolves! And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Wait, did they say werewolves?
Werewolves.
Okay.
You misheard
It's
it.
okay. No,
I'm
the
not
character,
killing
the
you
character
guys.
still
Right.
screams out.
A character, she freaked out for a moment.
Well, this is-
Initiative.
Oh, you're fucked.
we're starting off strong with initiative.
12.
That was a natural 20.
Hey, right on, dude.
Starting it off well today.
I have a +6
Okay.
to my initiative.
Oh, wait, so that would be a 22, actually. Hold on.
You're a war wizard.
No, I'm a squish.
Well, Eugene's the lowest right now.
I have
I have historically
20
bad
total.
initiative.
Get used to John and his.
Go ahead and
Walk.
put it in the initiative chat.
Wait, does John have the Will Wheaton curse?
He just has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cameron accidentally skipped my one time because he forgot I got a good initiative.
Yeah.
That's
how.
All right, we're waiting on his grabber's initiative.
Grabber.
Tempest.
Therapist.
And then he died.
His internet probably went blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah.
Blah, blah,
He's
blah.
dead. The end.
Oh, what a sad day. I wasn't the first character death playing the win.
You wait.
Honestly, low-level wizard is the most death-prone thing I can play.
Oh yeah, John knows. Definitely, John knows. Where we're at.
Yeah, that's I now play a warlock because I tried to play a wizard after another character of mine died. Or actually, I think no, Cameron made me make a new character for that one.
I asked you if you were going to play that character seriously, and you said no. And
Yeah.
that's
made
when I
an
said make a new
attempt.
character.
It was hard.
Then you made a new wizard character who had a spell blow up in his
All right.
face and then he dies.
What we'll do is we'll go ahead and add Grabber's initiative once he comes back. But for now, you watch as you see about 4 small goblinoid-like creatures with little jagged scimitars and tiny little wooden shields in their hands. And you see as well 2 wolves that are kind of broken off chains that are broken by this massive, I'd say 8-foot tall bugbear.
Oh my god.
And
Scream. Level 2.
currently right now, Thold,
Mm-hmm.
it is your turn. And you all are about, I'd say, 25 feet away from them.
Yay.
Fantastic. How far away is the bugbear from me?
Bugbear is about 30. Him and the wolves are in the back.
Okay. Well, and the goblins are 25.
Yes.
Well, since I can't get to the bugbear, I'm going to go and attack one of the goblins
Okay.
with my good old. Hold on. There it is. My good old great sword.
All right. Do you want to rage as a bonus action? I know this is your first
Yeah.
time playing a barbarian.
Yeah, I'm gonna rage as a bonus
Alright.
action.
You all watch as Thold kind of gets battle ready, pulls out his great sword, and lets out this massive blood-curdling scream as he runs towards the first goblin he has in sight. Go ahead and roll to hit.
All right. And that is a 17.
17 will hit the goblin. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's 11 damage.
11 damage. So, as you run up screaming, the first goblin you see, the one that shouted, is kind of taken off guard as he turns around and sees this dwarf. You bring your
Yeah.
great sword and
Alright.
just right below the arm line. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, Grabber.
Yeah, that was. I already had the initiative. It was 20 total. But yeah, no, I just died there for a moment. So
Okay, I will go ahead and add you, and it'll be you're on deck after Thold here in a second.
okay.
And you watch, like, right below the arm line, you swing your greatsword in your blood-curdling fury, and you completely bisect the top half of the goblin with both of his arms, neck, and head as it goes flying into the air and kind of tumbles into the dirt. I think that's all you can do for your turn.
Yep.
Grabbin', you're up.
Okay.
They are about 20... The goblins are about 25 feet away from you. And the bugbear and the wolves behind them are about 30.
Oh man, goblins are the worst kind.
He takes another. He takes a shot with his hand crossbow.
Aren't
Okay.
they short and fleshy too?
They're different.
Yeah.
Roll the hit.
And that's gonna be the first natural 20, I believe.
First, second natural 20 actually. Thold took that.
Did I miss the first natural 20?
You missed
Yep.
the first natural 20,
I got
unfortunately.
the
Damn.
natural 20 with my initiative.
Go ahead and
That is the big sad.
roll normal damage.
Normal damage. Okay.
Normal?
Do I have an ally next to him? I wouldn't think so.
No, that's why normal damage.
But it's a natural 20, isn't it? Double dice.
That's on if an ally is 5 feet away from him. If you have
But-
advantage on the attack roll.
No. We're just talking critical hit.
Critical.
It's a
Yeah.
natural 20, Cameron.
Natural. You're right.
We're like,
Forgot
wait.
one of the most
DM
basic.
starting off great here, ladies and gentlemen. Double your dice, actually.
Okay. But not modifier, right?
Not modifier, just double
Cool.
dice. Look at me, first session, I'm
Um,
already making mistakes.
No, you're good. You're good. Listen,
It's fine.
it's okay to have a brain fart.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be 14 total.
14 total. So, you kind of poke back up, pulling out your hand crossbow, and you aim for one of the goblins. And the goblin's kind of freaked out that this dwarf just severed his friend in half. He's like, eh! And turns up, and this crossbow bolt goes through his left eye, goes all the way through, and you can't see it from where you are, but a little bit of the brainstem is tugged out with the crossbow bolt as it goes through the body and kind of pierces itself and lands right into a tree. And the other goblin falls over dead.
And with that, he's gonna sink into the bushes.
Alright, roll a
Like
stealth check.
Fiend in the night. But it's not actually in the night. Actually, are we in broad daylight, sir?
It is sunset.
It is sunset, so it's not disadvantage on the attack. Sunset.
I will say
Light?
not this time.
Cool.
Oh, thank God.
And then for the stealth, it's gonna be fantastic. Jesus, what is 17 plus 25?
25. Okay. Yeah, you managed to kind of like immediately after shooting the bolt hide back into the bushes, and you are completely hidden from them.
Mm-hmm. I would like to start slithering around into a good optimal position behind a tree.
The trees are behind the goblins. You guys are in the middle of an open clearing.
Oh, okay. So I ran to a bush and then hid inside. Gotcha.
Yeah, kind of like just like some shrubbery and tall grass. You're like, yeah.
This is acceptable.
If that'll be your turn, Herso,
Mm-hmm.
you're up next.
Hezro?
Hezra.
I'm sorry, by the way. I hope that it's not too loud.
No, you're
Then
fine.
Okay. Quick question. How do you feel about the Unearthed Arcana spells like Insinuation ID and Mind Sliver and whatnot? What are your rules on that? Because I don't remember what you said. They
I
are
haven't gotten to
essentially
look at the
spells
spells
that are they are spells based on intelligence saves.
They're spells based on intelligence saves.
Yeah. So she wants to cast the cantrip Mind Sliver, which is a D6 psychic damage with a DC 14 intelligence saving throw. And if they fail, they need to, the next time they make a saving throw before the end of my next turn, they just have to subtract a D4 from the save if they have to save. Like,
that is perfectly fine. Go ahead and are you casting on one of the goblins, the bugbear, the wolves?
Actually, methinks that perhaps. Give me a second. That was a question I forgot to completely ask.
No, you're all good. I'll look up those spells.
I can send them to you later.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
She'll stay in the back, and I think actually what would be safer is to cast Magic Missile.
Magic Missile, okay. Right, so there's 2 goblins, the bugbear, and 2 wolves.
She will aim at. Are there any that are injured?
They're not, no.
Cool. She will take one of the goblins.
Okay, go ahead and roll those d4s.
Hell yes. 3 little motes. That's 3 damage. That's 5 damage. And that's another 5 damage.
All right. As you open your spell book after waving kind of the poisonous gas out of the air, and you focus in on it, and move your hand across the air, and as you move, it flashes with 3 little bolts of arcane energy as they go soaring across the battlefield into one of the other goblins. And the force just takes out 3 individual chunks as kind of torn flesh and muscle goes flying across the floor as the goblin yelps out in pain. And the last one takes actually the right top quarter of his head and sends him going into like a half backflip before he falls dead onto the floor.
Oh, that was gruesome. Oh no.
She can't, like.
No. Fantastic.
Oh, disgusting.
I'm sure he died quickly.
Cam, how many goblins have died so far?
3 goblins have died so far. So there's 1 goblin, 1 bugbear, 2 wolves.
And she will use her 25 little feet of movement to move a little further away from the goblins so that if they run towards her, she cannot get hit. The poor little wizard girl.
Okay, so you're going to move like all 25 movement feet
I would
back?
say like 20 feet away, because if they're a good, as long as they can't dash like 60 feet at her, you know, she's all Gucci.
Yeah. All right, you take your
Surprise,
little feet.
fucker. They're also on the other side of the road.
You take your little feet and you guys start scooting back a little bit.
There's a soft like
Yeah, just
as the little feet. She just kind of does the like full on like hand swinging in front of her. One hand has her like fancy little wand, and she's just like running away.
protect.
Telam, it is your turn.
Tylum, you mean?
Tylum, I'm
Alright.
getting used to names here.
I can't wait for Cameron to mispronounce Eugene.
Mr. Krabs.
Okay, alright. So, you said there's 1 goblin left, right?
Yes, there is 1 goblin.
And how far is he from me?
30 feet.
Can I back up another 30 feet with my longbow and fire?
Absolutely. You kind of scamper back a little bit and pull out your bow and kind of aim it and go ahead and fire it.
16?
16, just hits.
12 damage.
12 damage, alright. You watch as he raises his shield up to block, but the draw force from your longbow, as it soars through, breaks through the top half of the shield and gets him into the throat, and you see him gurgle as a little spurt of blood goes, and he falls over to his side on the floor. And that is the 4th and final goblin, leaving Mr. Bugbear and 2 wolves.
Take that, you fleshy short fuck!
Just for the joke of it, Eugene.
God damn it.
It's not that funny, Cam, when you do it on purpose.
You're right. Eugene, it is your turn.
So there's the bugbear left.
There's the bugbear and 2 wolves.
I'm going to say towards him in Goblin, you must show me how you made that little smoke trap thing. Quite wonderful work. And he's going to pull out a pair of spectacles with multicolored lenses and flip a red one in front of his eye. And tighten it with a screwdriver. As he does that, it casts Firebolt.
Okay. So as you kind of like tighten the screwdriver, the little ball of arcane energy forms into a little tiny jolt of fire and flies over in the bugbear's direction. Go ahead and make your attack.
That is an 18, Cameron.
18 will hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Wonderful little D10. 6 damage, Cameron.
6 damage. All right. So your little bolt of fire flies through the air and it hits the bugbear in the chest. You're and stumbles back a little bit and replies in Goblin, You no need no gas.
I guess I'll have to dissect it once y'all are dead. Disappointing.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. It is the goblins are dead, so it's the wolves' turn, and the bugbear kind of shouts out in common, "Don't stand, kill!" And the 2 wolves, with their movement, one of them is going to go towards Thold.
Really?
What is trying to get it right?
It's Thold.
Thold.
Yeah.
Fold,
And-
like fold, but with a TH.
Yeah.
Thold. Okay. Good to know. And the wolf kind of like reaches out its jaws and is going to try and bite you. That is a 7 to hit.
A 7?
I feel like that hits. That's a really
It
high
has
number.
to hit.
Yeah,
It does.
totally.
There's
the wolf-
something wrong with your character.
Reaches out, and as you kind of like comes over to your way, you've dealt with wolves in the past. You kind of grab it, close its jaw shut, and kind of shove it off to the side. As the other one runs up with its fellow wolf and is going to make an attack with pack tactics.
That's our gig.
That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. Make me a strength saving throw, which is at advantage because you're raging.
Well,
That music.
Cameron, did you forget to
You have
clear
to-
it?
You have to clear it or loop the actual just one song.
you said strength saving throw.
A strength saving throw at advantage.
Yeah, that's a 21.
All right. You succeed on that, and you will end up taking 5 points of piercing damage as the wolf kind of jams into your side and is kind of trying to tug you off to the ground. But in your rage-induced state, you're like, not today, and you just kind of rip the jaws of the wolf off of you. After the wolf's turn, with the natural one, the first natural, or actually second natural one, is the bugbear. And the bugbear kind of slams his hefty spiked club onto the ground, and he's going to look over at the person who shot him and who spoke to him as he reaches into one of his side pouches and pulls out what is essentially this massive wooden stake and is going to try and throw it in your general direction. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
Yeah, it meets my armor class.
All right. So I will go ahead and roll damage as the javelin hits you and kind of gets you in a really interesting spot as it kind of grazes across your rib cage. You will end up taking. That is cocked. 5 points of piercing damage.
It's a very painful graze.
As you have to kind of hold onto your side, and the bugbear is going to start moving towards Eugene, which provokes an opportunity attack from Thold.
Fantastic.
Fuck him up.
Does a 19 hit him?
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. So that is a 2d6 plus 5, actually, since I'm raging.
Yeah.
That is 13 damage.
13 damage, all right. You cleave into the side of this bugbear. He's kind of like, and he is focused on the person who essentially tried to steal his little trinketed creation, his design, and is running and gets up right in Eugene's face, and that ends his turn. Thold, you're up.
So the wolf that bit me, does a 24 hit?
A 24 does hit. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. That would have been something off if it didn't. That is a 14.
A 14. You take your greatsword, and as the wolf is kind of returning back, about to bite you in the jaw, you take your greatsword and jam it through the side of its skull, going throughout the other side. As a spurt of blood covers the floor, you yank the sword back out, and the wolf is dead.
Fantastic.
Is that going to be your turn?
I still have my bonus action, don't I?
You do.
I can't attack twice, though, with this weapon. I'd have to use another weapon, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Can I pull out my mace and hit it with the mace?
You would have to have a weapon in each hand.
Ah, okay. Well.
And you're currently dual-handing a big fuck-off greatsword.
Fair enough. I guess that would be it then.
All right. Grabbin, your turn. You see the one last wolf standing next to the older new dwarven companion, and you also see the large bugbear kind of make his way over to where Eugene is. And you are hiding in a bush.
And he is dead again.
Is my Discord fighting me? What's going on? Hello?
Okay.
Hello. There you go. You're back.
I can hear you now.
Okay. So I kept pressing my unmute button and it wouldn't unmute me. So
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I've had that problem before. It's janky.
So regardless, he's gonna slowly poke his little crossbow out. No one notices this little twig. It's a twig among other twigs. And then he's gonna shoot a twig at Mr. Bugbear.
All right. Roll the hit with advantage because you're hit.
Okay. That's a 3 on the die, and that's a 19 on the die.
All right. That hits. Go ahead, and this will be sneak attack.
Yes.
Sneak attack.
Kill him. Kill him with your arrows.
Do it now.
Do it, Anakin. Do it, Anakin. Strike him down.
Let your dreams just
Oh,
be
these are
dreams.
beautiful numbers. So, that's a 16 damage total.
16 damage. All right. How do you want to do this?
Well, this guy being a very tall guy, he's just going to make sure that the dwarf can get a really good shot across his face and just take out his knee entirely. Just like that kneecap. Yeah, I don't want to see that anymore. That needs to go away.
So, as you aim at the bugbear over where Eugene is, and you pull the trigger, the crossbow bolt flies and essentially just shatters the entire left kneecap as the bugbear yelps out in pain and falls over as he essentially dies from shock.
Now that one died slowly.
And then Casher's just like,
Fuck, that's not what I wanted.
and then he hides.
All right, go ahead and make a stealth check.
That's going to be a 22.
22. All right, you are hidden. Next up, Hesro, you see one last wolf over next to your dwarven companion Thold.
She's going to how far away is it?
From where you are, you travel 20 feet back, 25 feet from where you were, plus 5. 50 feet.
Okay. She runs forward 25 feet.
Okay. So you all watch. You watch as your companion, who then ran back, is now running back into the fray.
My calves.
She's saying this out loud.
Yes.
Please.
Yes, she is. And she's going to. You know what? Magic missile is a good one. Just kind of whoop her wand again, casting the other magic missile to.
Once again, you wave the wand, and the 3 little magical darts appear, and just one by one go and hitting this wolf. Roll damage.
It's something that I know is guaranteed to actually hit. So that's 2,
Shield.
4, 5 damage. 2,
How
4, and then 5 damage. So that's
2, 4, 9, and then 11.
11.
Okay.
11.
All right, so you wave your little wand, and the 3 little bolts, they don't take chunks out of this wolf this time, but instead kind of hit it and impact it hard. And Thold, as you're standing next to it, you hear the breaking of bone as first the side of the rib cage facing Hesro, then the back hind left leg, and then eventually the head as you see the skull on the side where it impacted kind of cave in a little bit as the wolf yelps and falls over dead.
She runs away, not caring. And by that I mean like that she's already used her movement, so she looks like she's about to run.
All right.
I
guys?
think it's dead.
Are we out of combat?
You are out of combat.
Instantly, my girl goes around and cuts off all the ears.
Okay.
She doesn't even pause a moment. She's cutting off all the ears.
So,
How many sets of ears is that?
it is 5 sets of ears, and it's not that hard to carve just the ears off the goblin and the bugbear. And eventually you get 5 pairs of ears that are in your bag.
Yep, she puts them there.
He comes out of the brush, glances towards. Fucking names are gonna be the worst because you guys don't have the nicknames. Give me a second. Looks towards Hezro.
That's a interesting tactic, running back and forth. Surely nobody could ever hit you that way.
Oh, you'd be surprised. I've been hit plenty of times when running around like that, but at least it's a little less. If I... Oh, God.
He looks like he wants to say something, but then just doesn't.
My little heart.
Sarcasm. 'Twas sarcasm.
Oh.
Have you ever
But
thought
it
of
was a very good sarcasm.
maybe staying in one place far enough away to hit and not have to run everywhere?
My arms are really short, so if I try to hit from a distance, not really good. So I gotta get closer and then go further away. I don't know, it works. Today it doesn't work as today I'll change it.
I
He
saw you
looks
casting magic
confused,
missile.
scratches his head.
Yes?
That can go pretty far. I don't think you need to run back and forth as much. Yes.
Oh. Oh. I didn't know that.
Kinda opens her book and writes down in a bit more of a scratchy writing that this goes 120 feet.
Cameron,
Yeah.
can I look at that little trap that the goblins set to see how they made it?
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
I'm really new at this subject.
Cameron,
I'll get
It's
better.
fine. We were all new at something at some point in time.
Well, yes.
Like telling sarcasm.
No, you're born with that naturally.
He smiles slightly. Little
What'd you get
tail
on your roll,
wiggle.
John?
Perhaps.
17.
17? Okay. So as your new colleagues are kind of chattering off to the side, you kind of pick up this small cylindrical contraption, and you're looking at it, and it's like a small, just for reference, it's almost about the size of a soda can, with which is essentially a small little plate around it, and with a little hole in the center. And as you kind of are examining it, it's a very crude design. But it seems like the top of the little the canister that had the gas in it is screw off.
Interesting. I'll have to write back to the college about this one. And I'm going to pocket it, Cameron.
Okay. I will go. Yep, that'll go ahead and add that to your inventory. What are the rest of you doing?
Graben will go ahead and start investigating the bodies themselves, making sure they didn't have loose coin, or at least some sort of clue of where they were from.
All right, grab and make an investigation check with advantage.
Yeah, I'll eat him.
Okay. What's my investigation? It's really good. With oh fuck yeah, and a natural 20, 24 total.
Natural
Advantage
20.
is nice.
Okay,
Mwah.
so you go around. You start with the 4 goblins. They're mostly in crude leather armor. As you're kind of peeking around, you see that leather armor is the only thing that they have really for clothing. And you go around, you reach for some of the pockets that are obviously exposed and some that are hidden. And you find a good total of about 20 gold pieces. Total among all of them. The
This
goblins
is
themselves
very nice.
have short little scimitars that are jagged kind of stone blades, and little tiny wooden shields. The bugbear himself has this hefty morning star-like weapon, and that's pretty much it. He only had the one javelin.
Okay. So it was 20 gold, some scimitars, and a javelin.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of shakes the little bag he's collected throughout all the corpses.
Looks like there's enough for 4 person. Go.
Sounds good.
He'll start dishing it out for whoever wants to put their hand out.
She'll take 4 gold.
Hezro will take 4. Hezro need money. Hezro is wizard.
Thode will also put his hand out.
He puts 4 gold in everyone's hand.
Pleasure doing business with you. Now, let's turn this shit in.
Maybe we can sell the weapons too.
I wouldn't really want to sell weapons that have been harming the people of the land.
They're weapons. If we're not gonna sell them, someone's gonna come along and use them for who knows what again.
He looks at the stone-like scimitar.
I don't really think that's gonna fetch much.
He kicks it.
Aren't there javelins too, Cameron?
There is the one javelin that has essentially grazed the side of one of your friends. It is covered in blood on one side, and it is essentially just like a hefty wooden stake.
You're right. These are crap.
Like I said.
What about wolf pelts? Usually fetch a fair amount of money.
I could try skinning
I mean,
them.
if you know any about skinning.
I can
Oh
skin
yeah, I
them.
forgot you did that. Never understood why you like to play with animal corpses.
Shut the
So
fuck up
weird.
and let me do my job. I'm skinning the wolves.
No,
All right, make a survival check.
As I go and get water.
15.
15? It takes you a little bit better of the second half of the day, but eventually you find yourself with 2 wolf skins. The most that you could get out of them anyway. You could fetch a probably decent price if you sold these to trade like a leather tanner. But you kind of like wrap them around and kind of put them in your backpack. It is a considerable amount of size, but for now you are able to kind of situate it in your current belongings.
Yeah. I don't have much.
Yeah. And so with that, do you all head back to town?
Yes.
All right. This is where we're going to go ahead and take a break. Everybody, if you need to, refill on water. Go to the restroom if you need to.
Yeah.
And we'll reconvene in about 5 minutes.
All right.
Sounds good.
I started drawing because I don't like using people's art.
Mhm.
I wanted to draw my own. She's such a bean.
I want to see it.
I can turn on a temporary live stream.
How long is campaign gonna go for, babe? Okay, because you get up mighty early right now.
Thold has to get a drink after every battle, of course.
I think I'm trying to find someone to commission at the moment for Graven. Some of the art strippers that I'm in.
Yeah.
Trying to see who
I
will
thought
bite.
Tundra was drawing.
Well, she is, but I'm also getting him commission.
It was so easy finding a dwarven barbarian. I was just like, okay.
I'm trying not to make her too childlike.
right now, I'm just like, you're playing a character that needs to be protected. Just protect.
I last time I played a character that people thought she needed to be protected, and then she was a paladin cleric with like 30 strength. So
You are playing a wizard, so I mean, you just doubled up on it, really.
All right, I'm back.
Hi, back. I'm Thold.
I thought I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad. I'm from the Warbrew clan.
Hi, Warbrew Clan. I'm God.
You messed that up. It was supposed to be from the Warbrew clan.
Hi God, I'm a squishy.
So if everybody's back, we'll go ahead and continue. Is there anybody missing?
Kinsey?
Think. Yeah,
Roll
I
call.
think she's missing.
Yeah, Kenzie's still missing. Okay.
Shame.
Missing in action.
She went MIA behind enemy line. buttons.
Part of me is really considering giving her like 2 huge pigtails.
Please,
Do it.
I don't know. Hmm.
She's probably older than some people here.
Like, how old is she?
Well, how old do you think she is?
I mean, the way she's acting, like
I think she's 40.
Also, can I realize
I think she's 50.
Yes.
our party makes She's what?
I think she's 50.
I think she's
She's
40.
57 or something.
Ah, wow, I'm
Oh
older.
my god, you're right.
My character's older than her. But by like 4, I think. 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, she's not too old. She's not too young. She's an adult. She's just a gnome.
No, my character is 60 years old.
Wait, what?
Yeah. My dwarf is
Who?
60 years old. Fold.
Oh, I thought you said 6, and I was just like,
Oh.
excuse me? No.
Yes, he is just ever since he came out the
Oh,
womb,
you
he was
barely-
fighting. He was a merc ever since he was out. Just fighting out on the streets, you know, raising himself.
She is the need of protect.
Protect indeed.
This is the second time I'm in one of your campaigns and I made a protect character.
I know. First one was Ket. Now it's Hesro. But you know what? We're all having fun, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
That's what I strive for
Well,
in my games.
I play like not squishy characters often, so I'm just like I will play the biggest of squish.
You said well. I thought you were going to follow that up with Cameron's. At least everyone's having fun with well.
Oh.
No,
Honestly,
I'm having fun.
when I I was like, okay, so who else is gonna be in this? And Cameron tells me everyone, but he says your character is a complete secret. I'm not even supposed to, like, he didn't even tell me what gender, and I was like, huh, interesting. Okay, now I'm curious. And
So
then
no, Siri, when you and me were talking, you didn't want to reveal anything yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was completely okay by. It just made me that much more interested in the character. So when I heard her voice, I had to do a double take. Not gonna lie, I was like,
Did you think it would be a dark, mysterious, broody character whose past? you
no.
didn't know?
I wasn't thinking it was gonna be like a dark and
I'm back,
brooding.
guys.
But I also wasn't expecting that
So-
voice.
Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Let me turn on my lights because my room's getting really dark.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
I live in the dark to serve the light. So I'm
Let there be light.
obsessed.
Sometimes I let the flame burn down to the end of the match just so I can feel something.
Why the hell did
Everyone's
that?
here.
Mind you, every conversation that just happened is recorded and it's not going away.
What did he just say?
Aren't you going to? Oh, you ain't gonna edit. It's gonna be all raw footage.
I mean,
Bring it back in.
if I really do need to edit it, I will.
Mm-hmm.
You guys make your way back. By the time you reach town, it is relatively dark. About 9:30ish at night. You see some of the late night open establishments filled with patrons of all sorts. You see centaurs sitting in the larger buildings having hefty drinks. And does it grab him or Tylum, who has the paper?
Grabham has the paper, Tylum has the ears.
Okay. Grabbing, as you kind of look back at the paper, kind of reflecting on it, it says to deliver the ears to the government office.
Well, back to town it is. Unless you guys want to do some things in the forest. But
You guys are already back in town.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think you need to open
never
your
mind.
eyes.
Sorry, I had blanked out for a little bit.
Wait. It must be
That's
because
a
it's
me
dark.
thing, not a him thing.
I have the perfect way to fix this. And I drop another lens on my spectacles, and it sheds 5 feet of dim light, and I am now blinded.
Ah, turn it off! Turn off the light!
I flip it back
What
up
is
and turn
that
it off.
supposed to do?
Well, it doesn't actually work as
Oh,
well as I thought it
right.
would. It's supposed to, like, bring light and let me see, but really it just brings a lot of bright light right in my face.
Maybe it shouldn't be in your glasses then. 4 eyes.
That's a great point.
Have you considered trying to see if you can put that light downward so it illuminates the path right in front of your feet instead of right into your eye?
It kind of just does it in a circle. I haven't found out how to.
Well, maybe I can help. I'm really good at that.
I'd appreciate it.
Smiles. Keeps on waddle walking.
Waddle, waddle.
She
So-
kind of like
To the
rocks
very
back from one foot to the other foot as she.
As you waddle away.
I guess I'm taking like half steps so I don't walk way ahead of all of you.
Excuse you. The kobolds have normal
Listen.
movement speed.
Listen, it's fine. Like I said, once the party is established, I'm going to draw them in that where like the tallest person has a bunch of leashes and everyone's going different ways. All the little people.
Wow. He's not that short.
Grabbing.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry, my internet's cutting in and out.
Okay. Grabbing.
Yeah.
Can we go ahead and turn in the quest?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're here for, right?
So let's get moving instead of standing in the middle of the road.
Is it going to be something we can do tonight? Or is it something that, well, is it going to be closed by now?
It should still be open.
Oh, yeah, probably. If not, we could just do it tomorrow. Because it's not like these things are going anywhere.
She knows.
Well, people tend to be in a better mood than they do in the afternoons and late at night. They just want to be over with it. Maybe we should wait till tomorrow and catch people in a good mood.
He looks to the rest of the party.
Early morning, like 6 a.m. People are always in the best mood at 6 a.m.
Mostly because they're unconscious.
Eugene has the right idea.
What time is it, Cameron? Is it really late at night?
It's about 9:30 at night.
I mean, if they're open, they're open. The gold's going to be the same no matter if we turn it in now.
Maybe we can
Early.
swing by.
I don't see the harm in it.
Cameron,
Yes.
okay, I need to PM you something.
And if they're closed, we do it in the morning.
Sorry, quick question. Just a quick question.
And I have an answer.
Cool. Good. She keeps walking. Let's check then if they're closed or not. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so you all make your way through town, and you eventually find yourself at the border where the high-rise district, which is where all the nobles and all the high-ranking merchants live, and the common place, which is where the common people live. And you make your way to this kind of small, kind of cube-shaped building with the dome at the top. You see the banner of Ibicaro hanging from the center of the top, and the the banners of each of the 4 approved deities hanging right next to it. And you see outside is a couple of the Golden Guards sitting there talking with each other and watching you approach. And halt there. What's your business?
We're here to turn in a quest.
You got the flyer for it?
Yeah. Grab.
Can I see it?
Grab.
He holds it up.
He takes it, reads it over. All right, can I see proof of completion?
I show him the ears.
Kind of like is a little taken back by. Oh yeah. Private, go get a plate to put these ears on.
Wait, are you going to eat them?
No, not
It's
lack of.
concern.
Don't worry, miss. We're not going to eat them. We're not savages.
People have eaten worse.
They have, and those people are rebels. And you see him come out with a kind of a metallic-looking plate. The other guard comes out, and the sergeant puts the ears on it. All right. Stay out here for a second. Keep the proof with you. I'm going to go get the current governor. And you see the first guy you were talking to walk up the stairs into the building, and a couple of minutes pass, and eventually surprisingly, a hill dwarven man with long braided black hair and a beard that is also itself braided, but at the end is kind of held in place by like half of an iron manacle. And he is in very ornate kind of city official robes. Oh, you must have taken care of me goblin problem.
Yep.
Well, that's good to hear. Fancy seeing a dwarf outside of town.
It's fancy seeing a dwarf here all the way up to the north from Stoneforge.
Aye, well, my parents grew up here. So did I. And then after I got the job, things have been going a bit smoother for the town, so I think I'm taking the right direction. Let's see, how many pairs of ears you got here? So,
5 pairs.
5 pairs. So, if that paper is correct, 10 gold per pair, plus an additional 50.
I thought it was 10 gold per ear, Cameron.
10 gold per pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10. So it's 100.
So, yeah, 100. He does the math real quick, and all right, let me get the gold. Let me get your receipt. And he kind of walks back in, and a little bit quicker this time. He comes out with a little hefty sack of gold and a small piece of parchment, and hands it off to whoever's going to take it. Like, this is the 100 gold pieces as compensating for your reward.
Mhm.
Here's the receipt saying we gave it to you. We do appreciate your service. And, well, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
Well, that's fair enough.
You
I
all
hope you're
have a
happy with for the work of professionals.
I'm glad to see a professional level, to be honest. Most people here kind of look at you and want to spit in your face, but me, I'll just give you a questioning look or two. How's that?
That's perfectly fine. Dwarves are always the kindest.
And
I can agree
as
with
for
that.
you, fellow dwarf, he spits in his hand, kind of rubs it in and extends it out with his hand open. Glad to see you out of town.
Likewise.
You shake his hand?
Yeah.
All right, you shake it and give it a nice hearty shake before he looks at the 2 soldiers. Well, I'm going to be heading off. Make sure the place is secure. And make sure whoever's swapping you gets here before you leave. Absolutely, sir. And the dwarf goes back in, probably going to get his things. And the 2 guards look back at you. Well, if that's all your business, if you have anything else, unfortunately, we're closing about this time.
Mhm.
if you have anything else you want to discuss, the current governor, as well as the Platinum Spear, responsible for maintaining order in the churches here in town, he'll be here as well, starting at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Okay.
The down notes.
You all have a fantastic day now.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Gives a small
not
curtsy.
Grabbing will leave.
So, Tylum.
all right.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
And as you all begin to make your way, I assume you're going back to the bucking board.
Yep, as they're walking, Tylum gives everyone 20 gold.
Awesome.
All right. So you all
Nice.
make your way back to town, or not to town, rather to the tavern, and you open the door, and it is near jam-packed full of patrons,
Oh dear.
and they're all
I'm gonna
drinking,
get stepped on again.
having a good time, and sharing camaraderie. And the half-orc woman, and as well as Torald, the guy from before, the two of them are working essentially back to back, and haven't noticed you yet. There is one empty table with 5 chairs, though.
How
That is kinda off to the
convenient,
side.
DM.
Yeah, how
Wow.
convenient.
Mr. DM, so nice to have 5 chairs.
No, it's 1 normal chair and 4 high chairs.
About to say we might need some high chairs for the. Or at
Excuse
least
I'm-
you. We can
I am
sit
not
in
that short.
chairs.
Is the high chair for you because you act like a baby?
Did she just say that to
Grabbing
Tylum?
did walk.
No, it's a joke. I don't think. I don't think.
You don't have
Grabbing will go
PHP
over
for
the
that
chair.
insult.
Stand in it, like the real kobold he is.
Mm,
Tylum will clamber up into a seat too.
oh yes, indeed.
So all of you
Legs
kind of
don't touch the ground.
all of you get back into your chairs. As you're kind of sitting at the table, Torald comes back over. Howdy. Sorry we're a little busy tonight. Do you guys want anything?
No.
A meal?
A drink.
One
Me
meal,
and a
one
drink.
drink,
Would you
a
like
meal
some
and a
help?
drink. What'd you say?
That'd be nice.
Would you like some help?
No, we're fine as it is. We have a couple of extra people who are just a little bit late. They should be on their way helping.
Oh, all right. Well then, a meal.
Meal and drink for everyone. Maybe.
Can I maybe get half the meal size, please? It's a lot of food, and I don't want to.
Well, why not save it for later?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where am I going to store it? If it's meat, it'll go bad.
Meat's good for like
It's
2
not gonna go-
days.
Yeah, it's fine.
I still didn't have the steak from before.
Well, you put it in a bag.
Hmm.
You just stick meat in a bag, and then when you're hungry, you just take meat out of the bag, and it's your grab bag.
Yeah, you eat
I'll
it.
just have half a meal if that's okay.
She just looks at the barkeep. Please.
Something
Uh,
warm, maybe a soup.
Well, that's actually our special night. It is a it's called wolf blood soup. It's a bit more on the spicy side. There's a special sale going on it. That
Thanks,
plus a good drink still fits you about 5 silver each.
I'll take it.
All right. Also, we're going to be putting a complimentary salad on your table too. Just for all of you. Let's see. That's 5 silver, 5 silver, 5 silver, 5 silver, 5 silver. It's gonna be, if I did the math right, 2 gold, 5 silver.
Tylum pays for her bit.
I will pay for my bit.
All right, that's 1 gold and 5 silver left.
Thold also pays for his bit.
All right, 1 gold left.
I'll get mine.
All right, 5 silver left.
I'll be back in like 30 seconds, guys. I'm bleeding.
Oh no.
Oh,
God damn it, Tony.
She took D4 damage. Oh no.
Who hasn't? Oh, did I say I think, did we pay?
well, I'm
Oh,
still waiting
so-
on 5 silver. From you, Rat, Mr. Kobold.
I'm
Just
back.
call us either grabbing and
Fucking, I can't remember names.
Grabbing,
to
I
save my
think
life.
the only silver I'm missing is from you.
I mean, yeah, here.
He takes, all right, I'll go ahead and get that ready for you. And you hear as kind of a back door opens up. It's like, oh, great, perfect on time. They're here. I'll get those out to you as soon as you can, as soon as I can, rather. And that salad should be out in about 2 minutes. And he rushes into the back, and you hear him talking with some other people. And a good 10 minutes pass. You get what is essentially a hefty bowl of salad greens and vegetables and fruits put down in the center of your table with a couple of additional small plates and some silverware. And you are also each given a proportioned cup of soup, which you see it as chunks of meat in it. You see it has a couple of spices in it and a couple of things that probably enhance the flavor. And it's a nice spicy soup. Has a very, very earthy, meaty taste to it, but also has that scent of a couple of spices that just kick it up a notch. And as you are all enjoying your meals, is there anything you guys would like to talk about while you're eating?
Let me see the thing. She kind of does the gimme to Eugene for the glasses.
Oh, yes. I don't know why I'm still wearing them. And I hand them over.
She'll look them over. Just kind of flicking on, you know how Percy has those flips for the glasses? She kind of takes them behind her ears and flicks them in front of her eyes, kind of to magnify a little bit. Kind of wiggling her feet back and forth. She'll look it over. Can I make some kind of check?
I would say make a Arcana check.
Okay. I can do Arcana. I can. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Eugene, what does she figure?
So she figures out that these are not necessarily mundane spectacles with multiple lenses, but also it's basically a spellcasting focus, and each little lens does a different thing depending on how I interact with it. Specifically, the light lens isn't the light spell. What it is just an inane or a mundane little effect that I can cause it to do, to shed 5 feet of dim light.
Interesting. Did you make this yourself?
Yes, I make everything I use.
You smile.
I like making things too. I've always been good.
Kind of pulls out a little tiny, little music box. Kind of cranks it up and opens it, and it plays a little melody.
As you kind of take the hand crank and start kind of slowly turning it, a very calming and soothing tune plays out of the box. Very delightful to the ears.
Just quiet, happy. Her little own tinkering.
All right. And with that, the tavern starts to get slowly more and more empty. As several merchants complain to the half-orc woman that all the rooms are gone, she essentially tells them to piss off. And the night eventually comes to the point where it was just the five of you, this half-orc woman, Torald, and you see a couple of half-elven kind of humanoid figures who are kind of in the back, and you see them very frantically, cooking, and then once they're done cleaning up the kitchen, and the two of them walk out. World looks at them. All right, I appreciate you coming by on such short notice. We just had a really busy night tonight. Here's your money each. You all have a good night. Tell your mother I said hi. The two of them nod, make their way back out the back door.
So, where are you two from? Looks at the two kobolds.
Well, we're from Stoneforge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
He smiles.
We're one of the families that, or at least a part of one of the families that kind of reside there. Kind of
We still
Our dad-
kind of are there.
had connection. Yeah, I mean, none of our family members live there at the current moment, but we still have property.
Yeah, we still have that.
What is it?
A house.
Oh,
You could call it a house, I guess. It's kind of near the entrance of the mines.
More of a. Well, we
Get-
can't call it a hovel.
I would call it a home. A hole. That's a hole. A homey hole.
I mean, would it be a hole though? We're not that far into the ground.
It's got furniture.
It has furniture, and it has a door,
listen,
and it
it's
has
next to the
insulation.
mine.
Just because it's next to
It's-
the mine doesn't make it a hole.
It's basically mine storage that got refurbished into a home. But it's nice, for the most part.
Yeah.
she looks at the other two.
Well, I myself am from Glissau. I studied at the Ruby Academy there and made my way out here for my adventure credit. It's about the majority of it.
What's it like studying there?
Well, it's fine. A lot of very old and strict teachers, but it did allow me to pursue my passions, even into my electives in Gnomish, Goblin, and Halfling language. I find their inventions fascinating.
Oh, she kind of brightens up at the sound of the Gnomish. It's always nice to find someone who speaks the language, she says softly, in Gnomish.
Yes, it's quite nice. I rarely get to converse anymore. I responded likewise.
She gives a nod. Looking at the dwarven fellow.
Not really too interesting about me. I am from Stoneforge as well.
Oh, do you three know each other then?
Nope.
No. This is the first time meeting. Really. I left Stoneforge quite a long time ago. I did not like staying there because I wanted to explore the world, really. But when you grew up knowing only how to brew and fight, and you don't have a way to brew yourself, your options are kind of limited. So I picked up some mercenary jobs here and there.
Kind of smile. Fiddling. I would say that during the talk, have they been out talking for a while?
U5, yeah, U5 have been on the tavern floor. Almost all the other patrons have left, but you mostly have just been conversing among yourselves.
As a rock gnome, I would like to, during that 24 hours, I could have kept fiddling with the little box in order to make sure that it was, like, it wouldn't break on me. Because
Okay.
the little clockwork convention.
All right.
The racial clockwork convention. Or technically music box one.
Music box, yeah.
So what brought you all here?
Work.
Like I said, I like to travel.
Yeah, work would be pretty accurate. Not really sure how far he gestures to them all this is gonna go, but we're here for,
He looks to his sister.
family reasons.
Yeah.
Family is nice.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is.
I kind of want this all to continue. You guys are all very pleasant.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to have a few extra eyes on the case.
You guys are pretty good in a fight.
That was a joke, right?
I mean,
No.
you laugh, but you alone took out 2 enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You're rather efficient at it, too.
It was honestly my first time in a true fight, so I don't know if I'd call myself good as much as it'd be really novice.
But you're natural at it.
Shrugs.
You could probably give my brother a run for his money.
I don't know.
Actually, he might just let you take it.
Looks between them like, what?
Well, what are your plans in the city for, well, tomorrow?
Selling the wolf pelts. I don't want him rotting my bag. Do I look like a bard to you? Shots fired, Cameron.
That's a low blow. That's a low blow.
Low blow.
Ooh.
That's fair. And after that?
Maybe more work. What do you think, Grabbin?
Well, it's not like our goals are going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I don't expect to find an answer right now.
Yeah.
So, no, a good distraction would be nice, especially with life. But yeah, no, a few jobs would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe find a local guild.
Fun,
That
few
would
more
be
easy bounties.
That'd be nice. I'm looking to get a few things myself.
Well, alright. Would you guys all like to meet up and do that tomorrow then?
Sure.
Sure.
Just kind
Be
of
good night of rest.
claps her hands together, like, yay!
As long as the alcohol here doesn't keep me busy all night.
Well, whatever floats your goat.
Goat.
What?
That's the
Usually
same, isn't it?
levitates.
That-
Boat.
Goat.
If a boat doesn't float, then it's just a reverse tub. Well, it's a tub. If a boat doesn't float, it's a tub. So goats don't usually swim, so it's whatever floats your goat. Because it's...
Torald kind of peeks his head over. I'm a little confused there.
Well, all right. Let me explain. You see, a boat, in definition, must float. If it sinks, it's more like just wood or a really, really buoyant tub. But goats, they don't usually float. So it's whatever floats your goat. Whatever causes something that's not supposed to float. Whatever floats your goat.
Oh my goodness.
You could just say it's quirky and leave it at that.
My head hurts.
I mean, I guess whatever floats your goat.
My head hurts even more now.
Bah.
Shut up, Grabbin! I can kick your ass at least.
Honey, I found a phrase for the tavern. and the half-orc looks at the table, looks at Torald. Whatever floats your goat, huh? Yeah, it sounds really good. No.
I think it's quite clever.
Your rooms are cleaned and ready for you whenever you want them.
Thanks.
Thank you. She'll get up.
All right.
Go to bed. Go sleep.
Yes, I've got letters to write and
Grabbin will follow
things
soon
to
after.
discover.
Same.
All right.
Yeah, I need to
Tyler
go
goes.
because I want to explore the city a little tomorrow.
So all of you go to your rooms and get a fulfilling night's rest.
Yes.
You all wake up the next day getting woken up by the smell of good cooking breakfast.
Some good fucking food.
Some good food indeed.
Little Hezro is really much a morning burb, so she's already downstairs.
All right. Anybody else with her?
Tylum tries to delve deeper into the bed.
Grabbin, I would say Grabbin, what time is it right now?
It's about sunrise. It's about 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Getting used to, now being told to get used to his clock. Grabbin begrudgingly gets up at sunrise as the rays hit his eyes and they open and they do that little reptile thing where they just get like super thin. He throws like a blanket at the window hoping it'll catch and block some light. Doesn't.
I feel like he
He
just
still gets
chucked their
blinded rolling
blanket.
out of bed.
Yeah, you chuck
Yeah.
the blanket that you and Tylum are using. And just,
You
There's a-
asshole!
Call people.
He kicks him, or she kicks him out of the bed.
Squishies are the fucking worst. With the daylight and the living.
the rest of you hear commotion between your two new kobold compatriots. Right after you hear some kind of like thick object making a thud in that room as well.
I
Walks
don't
out
know
of the
about
room,
the noise.
just rubbing his face.
She walks out of the room with a bit of a limp to one of her legs, but looking rather proud.
Morning already?
I hate it.
Yep.
As they walk downstairs, she's waving at them like, "Hi."
If I'm up this early, that means I didn't drink enough alcohol.
Well, we're up. What can we do about it?
Drink more alcohol.
It's not a bad idea. Last time I was up this early was for exams.
Squints at him. How young does this individual? How young is?
How young is my character?
Yes.
22. He is still in the Ruby Academy. He's getting his credits right now.
Small child. All right.
Small.
Not that small.
So you all make your way down after waking up to your gnomish friend now, who is herself a very, very morning person.
Mm.
Torald walks over. Good morning. Is there anything you want me to get for you?
Yeah, just a round of breakfast would be nice.
Make that
And
2
also-
rounds.
Anything that's like peppermint oil or the like would be great.
Coffee.
You mean it took me a second. I almost didn't recognize what you said. We have some brewing right now. It'll take about 15 minutes.
I'll take tea myself.
Oh.
And it's just so I get this right. It's 2 rounds for everybody, correct?
No, I don't drink coffee. It makes
No,
me
if
feel jittery.
No, not coffee. 2 rounds of alcohol.
I'll
You're
take
strongest.
coffee.
Oh, no,
All right.
thank you for the alcohol.
All right, we have 2 cups of ale over there. Any particular preference?
It'll be fine.
Oh, right. I'll give you my special. We have a lot of that in stock. Any meats? Any breakfast platters?
Tyler raises her hand like, me.
Okay.
Hezro will wave. Like, me too. I will have the noms.
2 breakfast platters, 2 things of ale, 2 things of coffee, 2 things of coffee. We're
Cheers.
looking. Do you want coffee as well?
I will.
How many people are getting coffee?
Tyler raises her hand again.
I'm breaking in and out, so I'm assuming everyone's getting something.
So,
Coffee.
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 Mhm.
I just want food and drink for grabbing. That's all he's ordered,
All right.
and also any like oil or something to help him wake up.
I'm
All right.
guessing that's just coffee for
Yeah.
for
coffee and
Yogoro.
meal.
Coffee and meal.
Yeah.
And then a meal and juice. For
That's going to total up here to about. Looks like.
Cam, this is where you
See.
literally have to write down the orders.
You
Let's
have to
see.
become a waiter, Cameron.
This. All right. We're looking at early morning special, 2 gold, 5 silver for everything.
Can I order something as well, please?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'll put it on this tab.
A tea and pancakes.
Got it. That'll bring you up to about 2 gold, 8 silver.
What's
How much per person? Actually, no. She just puts down 3 gold pieces.
All right, here's your 2 silver. I'll go ahead and get that out for you real quick. And he starts to. He goes back into the back room. You hear once again that smell of meats and that just warm, comforting smell. As he's back there and the half-orc woman is cleaning tankards from last night, you all see a woman walk in, dressed in black and gold religious ceremonial robes, but the top half is kind of like a partial plate armor. You see at her side each is 2 small circular sickle-like blades as she begins to make her way over towards the half-orc woman, who kind of has to do a double take and kind of straightens her appearance. Grave Master, what can I do for you? Oh, nothing. Just a breakfast plate will be fine. And she puts down a gold piece. Keep the change. She nods and kind of runs off to the back like, Toral, she's here again. Get a plate. And walks back out. And the two of them start, the half-orc woman and this new figure that entered start conversing quietly.
She was called the Grave Master, Cameron?
Yes.
Okay.
What's up?
I'm tired.
Yeah,
Just
well,
go
get
sleep.
used to it.
You're the one who threw the damn blanket.
Ah, so that's the one that made the commotion. I was wondering what woke me up this morning. Or who, in this case.
That would be me getting angry at the sun.
The sun's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Well,
I really ought to come up with a way to block it somehow.
Maybe we can use my cloak and put it over the window.
That's not the window. I'm just never mind.
What, like blot out the actual sun?
No, that's dumb. You need the sun for everything to live. I'm just talking about block out the sun only for me.
Oh,
Why don't we look into like some tinted glass or something?
I don't know.
Hey, inventor
Listen,
guy,
I'll
yes.
think about it later.
can you do something like that?
Yes, I actually, with these, most of these are specifically tinted glass.
Then can you whip up something that doesn't make the sun so sunny?
Perhaps. Cameron, I'm going to try and tinker up 2 pairs of sunglasses.
Go ahead and make me a intelligence check.
Can I
These
help with that?
kobolds are about to become lit.
I would like to provide help because I have proficiency.
Okay, yeah, make an intelligence check at advantage.
Okay. I'm going to have to grab another die because I don't know what
Wouldn't it just be the schematics, though, Cameron? Because
Yeah.
resources.
Yeah. What you're trying to do right now is you're just trying to get something planned out in order to get these tinted glasses.
Right.
And by the way, if you haven't already, everyone took the benefit of a long rest.
Woo! That
Yeah,
doesn't
can
go
I
arrow.
can I do my infusions for my long rest game?
Yes.
Okay. And that's advantage plus my intelligence. Well, it's not horrible. That is an 18, Cameron.
18? So you take the time and probably using like a bar napkin, or if you have any parchment on you, you start to kind of draw out the schematics and figure out the resources you would need to make 1 pair of tinted glasses for your new kobold companions.
Hezro sits closer and kind of starts pointing out like any flaws.
Yeah, and with the two of you kind of working on it, you figure out you'll probably need
Probably some drawn wire and some
yeah.
workable dark glass, or
You're looking at, for this specific kind of like tinted glass, 5 gold of materials for each.
that's not too bad.
it's actually quite doable.
Hmm.
I mean,
Well, that's good. Any idea how much it's going to cost?
it'll be about 5 gold materials. I basically took the idea for mine, scaled them down, little flippy doodles, and looks rather nice. Don't worry about the cost. But it will take me a little bit of shopping to get what I need.
Well, maybe we can look into it while we're out.
Maybe.
I mean, think about it. A lot of jobs, because we're now on a different schedule, are going to be during the day. I am shit at shooting during the day.
That sounds like it would be dangerous. So, sounds like a good idea to go and get this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little project.
He takes out what seems to be a very crudely made notebook bound with like straps of leather and like planks of what seem to be leather covered wood, and just like what looks like just a horde of messy looking ragged paper in between. Opening it up and just making a few scratch notes in Draconic.
So, does anyone know about any guilds around here? Who's actually from here? Anyone?
I don't think any of us.
Yes,
Is there anyone we could
We
ask
could
locally?
the bartender.
Suppose so.
She waves at the barkeep.
Not only she, but you see also the black-robed figure turn to look at you. Yeah, is there something I could do for you?
Well, we were wondering if there's a guild nearby. Perhaps for some jobs? We're looking for some jobs.
Most of the time, jobs get posted here on the board. And she looks like she's about to speak, however the figure kind of steps in. But if you're looking for a particular type of job, going to the governor's office at the end of the hall should be able to help you.
Oh?
Most of the jobs are organized there. The ones that can't be handled by those who visit the hall are placed in across town and boards and...
Alright. That would be a good idea then for us to visit. Thank you.
Don't mention it. The entire time you watch it, she kind of like eyeing the two kobolds in the back. Yeah, just don't make trouble and you should be fine within the walls of Ackenbury.
You know, speaking of guilds, there was that Inquisition. There was the flyer yesterday.
No way.
Oh, you guys would not be on my level.
Tylum holds her tongue. Oh, she holds her tongue and aggressively eats.
I'm not going to be rude, but I'm just going to look at all of you and say, you all joining, you wouldn't even make it through training.
Well, that's rather rude.
I don't remember saying I was interested, but okay.
We're not interested.
Good. It's less backs I have to carry.
I take my thank you back.
You're welcome. She leans off the bar. Torald kind of like quickly rushes out with like a plate, like, here you go. Do you need it like in a box or to go or anything like that? And she just takes it, goes over to the other side of the tavern, and just starts eating while eyeing the five of you.
I hope she likes what she sees. She seems to be staring a lot.
I think it's a different kind of staring. I heard about it. It's called aggression.
You've heard about aggression.
Well, no, I know what aggression is, but I mean
Have you
a type of staring.
tell me, have you heard sarcasm before?
I have.
I was being sarcastic.
Well, you literally
Well-
walked into that one short.
Not that short. Short.
Well, I know I'm short. But I'm still faster.
These are glasses.
Your food.
Okay. Don't know what that was all about.
Rude. Well, I'm all done my food. Are the rest of you ready to go?
Yeah. I finished up.
All right.
Looks at the others.
Yes, I believe I'm ready to go.
And we have somebody missing.
Dimpus.
He's
And
cutting in
bits.
and out.
So we'll just say that he follows you all as you make your way into town.
Hey, Cameron.
Yeah.
As we're leaving, I'm gonna imbue an item with magic as we buy Grave Lady.
What are you doing?
I am going to take a small piece of. Actually, you know what? Since I don't use them, I'm going to take a pitten, and I'm going to imbue it with the effect of a foul odor, and drop it quietly next to Grave Lady.
You can
Make
hear
make
the
a sleight of hand check.
Oh, please don't. Oh, my sleight of hand's not horrible. It's a 15, Cameron.
15. So you walk over and very kind of like subtly am trying to put it down. And as you're walking out, you think you did good. You feel something hit the back of your head, like in a gentle toss. And you turn around and it is the Python, or Pitten. As you see the Grave Master kind of staring at you, gives a slight smile, shakes her head, and goes back in.
You
Well,
failed at doing that. But it was a good try. I'll commend you for that.
Gives him a small thumbs up.
You don't like her? I mean, neither do I, but what is your reasoning behind it?
Probably the exact same.
She was rather rude. Maybe someone sneezed in her coffee.
Oh, something unpleasant to her.
I could think of a couple of reasons why she's such a foul person. None of them friendly. Friendly to the ears, that is.
Kind of cocks her head at him like, oh, do tell.
It would be not for your ears.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's just some more sarcasm.
Crosses her arms and keeps walking, trying to walk.
Is she pouting?
She's pouting.
How
Oh, well.
adorable.
Oh well.
As you
Just
now
wait till
have
I get fireball.
You're welcome back. As you have a pouting gnome, as you all kind of get directions to where the marketplace is.
Oh God! Like
Uh,
a whole hour flashed before my eyes.
Don't worry about it. We dealt with the bitch.
Who's the bitch?
The grave lady with the sickles and the holy symbols.
Yes,
Interesting.
I have an idea, but I don't think I'm sneaky
Whatever, she needs to be knocked down a few pegs.
Or maybe we could be nice to her, and then by being
I'm
nice,
not gonna be nice to someone like that.
Well, while you all are discussing whether or not to be rude or pretend to be pleasant toward her, I want to explore the town for a little bit, and I will meet you at our destination when I finished exploring.
you mean to say that you're not going to explore with us?
I mean, I just wanted to, look around for myself.
All right.
Well, you're free to do that.
I'll meet up with y'all later.
Have fun.
All right. So who is leading the group of 4?
He's definitely doing some shady shit.
Do you have a thought or
Cameron?
something?
I'm going to break off from as well.
All right.
It's just the 3 of us then. Shall we go over to where the leathersmith is?
Sure.
Let's go.
All right.
Talem will
Who is
lead.
leading the group to the leathersmith?
Talem. Or
Talem, I need you to roll me a percentile.
Talem will do it. A
He goes with his
percentile.
sister.
Yes.
Oh no! No! Wait, can I consider? Oh, that's cocked. It's cocked. 59.
59. Okay. As you're wandering about town and finding your way to the leathersmith, you feel a slightly chilling presence, but you can't notice anything that would cause it. And as you make your way through town, you find yourself at the leathersmith. It is a kind of like an open style area in the silver markets with the very, very fresh smell of very dead and decaying animals. And you see a human man with short brown hair tanning a piece of leather and sees you all walk up. Good day. What can I do for you?
I'm here to sell some hide.
Can I see it real quick?
She'll pull out the 2 wolf pelts.
He takes them, kind of puts them on a table nearby, kind of starts examining them. Huh. This is a mighty fine gathered wolf pelt.
Think so.
Yeah, most people will buy a wolf pelt this quality for 15 gold pieces per. And as I refuse to, well, I try not to go lower or increase the amount, but that's what I'm selling it at. I'll buy them off of you, both of them, for a total of 30 gold.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah, sounds perfectly fair. Deal.
Wow, you're not going to try and haggle me? Kind of like does a double take.
No, listen, from where we're from, we're pretty used to getting a price and typically setting to it. We're professionals.
We may look desperate, but we're not that desperate.
Right. He kind of reaches over to a small like coin box and pulls out a pretty hefty coin purse. And as he counts it out and puts 30 gold back into the purse, he hands it back over to you. Well, I'll go ahead, and I appreciate your business.
Anytime.
Is there
And
anything
if,
else?
Well, I'm kind of looking for a little bit more comfortable of a holster for my hand crossbow. You think you can manage that?
Is there anything particular you want to do with the holster, or?
Well, he kind of lifts a little bit, and what it looks like is just like it's a belt made for a dwarf, but it's strapped across him like what is it fucking called? It starts
Bandolier?
with a B. Bandolier almost.
Bandolier?
And then he's got his hand crossbow kind of like tucked to the side like a gunslinger.
I'd rather have something that goes around my waist that actually fits.
Here, for about, it'll be a very custom thing, but give me till the end of the day and 5 gold, and I will make you something that should fit you.
I'd much rather have that. Yeah, thanks.
He
All
places
right.
down 5 gold.
All right, I will go ahead and, well, I'll take this new here wolf, and I'll make you a new kind of holster for your stuff then.
I appreciate it.
He smiles.
All right, is there anything you want, little missus in the back?
Me? No,
Yeah.
I'm not good with kind of.
All right. Well, y'all have a good day. Now, I'm gonna get to making that thing for you.
Sure.
That
Well?
man was very nice. Much nicer than the other one. We met. The woman.
Well, yeah, I like it when people treat us nice.
It's
Or at
refreshing,
least
that's for sure.
equal.
Alright, is there anywhere you want to go? She looks over.
I want to see if there's a bookshop. If there is some extra gold, maybe I could.
Alright, let's go.
Feel free.
As the three of you start making your way through the silver market, Thold, you are walking around exploring the town yourself. Go ahead and make me a investigation check, and then roll me a percentile.
Okay. That is a 17.
17. All right. And what's percentile?
20.
20. Okay. So, as you're walking around town, away from the silver markets, you get the sense that something's watching you. But you can't quite tell where it's coming from. You're starting to try to focus and look around, and after a while, you kind of stop and go around, start asking people who might know things questions about what you're looking for, and no one seems to know who you're talking about. What would you like to do?
Maybe we can just try. Wait, hang on. Is this? Sorry, I got lost.
This is Thold. This is Thold by himself.
This is Thold. Never mind.
Teleport.
Well, I'll have to try my luck later. So I'm gonna try and find them, I guess. All the while keeping, an eye, a vigilant watch behind my back because something is apparently following me. Just not sure what.
All right, Eugene, go ahead and make me a survival check. Or what are you looking for? Eugene,
Oh, yes. Sorry. I'm
what
not
are you looking
used to
for?
My character's name yet. I'm actually still a little pissed off for breakfast. I want to know more about this revolution.
Okay, then.
Straight to revolution.
If I'm not good for one, then I'll seek out the other.
Make an investigation check.
Well,
And also roll me a percentile.
Eugene is very upset from breakfast. Nobody tells Eugene that he's good enough for anything. Oh, what is investigation? That's a 19 plus 5, a 20.
All right, go ahead and roll me a percentile while you're at it.
All right. Hey, I can roll a percentile for something not getting possessed.
wow.
That's a 63, Cameron.
63. Okay. As you're kind of walking around, I need you to make me. Actually, you don't even need to make me a dexterity saving throw. You're kind of walking in from one of the second-story buildings around the silver markets. In an alleyway, you watch as a man kind of sitting there down on his luck. A woman who obviously is not looking empties a kind of a pot. It looks almost like a chamber pot.
Oh.
Down, and it gets all over this man. He's like, what the? Watch where you're dropping that shit. Literally.
Yeah, that's nice.
And as that commotion goes on, you go and you find a couple of people, and one of them, he seems to be a little more magically inclined. It's like you don't support him, do you? Can I trust you?
Support.
Who do you think?
Oh, you mean bitch lady with the sides?
I don't know, just the current state of things.
Yes, no, yes, they have me very upset, the current state.
But listen, we're pushing to get more of a political hold. We're trying to be subtle about it. Is there any advice you can give us?
I mean, if you're looking for political hold, there's always political office that you could try and take. But in what way do you mean?
We're trying to get people on the inside. I mean, we've been trying a direct approach, and it's not been working. We're trying to get people on the inside. We had a person who, after the attack on the museum that happened about a week ago, he became the governor, and he was one of us. However, he mysteriously disappeared, and suddenly this dwarf shows up.
That's all.
Yeah, it's really suspicious. Like they figured out right off the bat. Now, I don't know what we can do to fix it, but if you have any ideas, please.
I can definitely look into the situation.
I live in Old Artemis. If you ever find yourself heading that way, just come find me. My name is
Sorry. Continue.
My name is Ichabod Rockfall.
Rockfall. Well, it was wonderful meeting with you, Ichabod.
Yeah, not a problem.
I'll most certainly relay any information that I have that's concerning.
And that's how we became rebels.
Hey, if we turn ourselves in, that's 150 apiece.
We said ourselves. We just need to turn.
No, we turn each other in and then we break each other out.
Well, I guess if one of us turns 4 of us in, that's 600 gold, and then they'd have to break us out, though. We'd have to. We can turn them in for an extra 100.
The figure that you see, he's a human with short, kind of reddish brown hair, kind of gingered freckles on his face. He's all right. Oh shit! Looks like the guards watching us. You have a good day. It was nice talking to you about how much we appreciate the crown.
Yes. Love the crown. Crown is king.
All right. You have a fantastic day there, stranger. And remember, the platinum spear be with you. And he starts making his way down one of the roads. What would you like to do then?
Noting that, I now have the information I was looking for. Go to the market for some wire and glass and everything else I need for my kobold friend's glasses.
All right, you assume you can probably find that stuff kind of like at a reading shop or a bookshop that provides like the supplies maybe to repair spectacles for those who are so inclined. And you start making your way over there. Thold, eventually the party regroups near the entrance of the bookstore, and as you're about to walk in, you hear a little bit of commotion coming from about 20 or so feet away from you. That starts to get a little louder. And people start kind of growing silent and kind of like, what the hell's going on? And kind of start making their way to see what exactly is happening. What would you guys like to do?
What's going on?
Well, if you want to figure out what's going on, you head toward the noise, and he
Investigate.
starts walking toward it.
Yes, well, at least at a brisk pace.
Little eggs.
How about you take bigger steps?
Oh wait.
Little legs that are slightly faster.
So you all start making your way over, and you hear the voice. It sounds like two guards are currently talking with someone, and they're like, "Look, just put down the thing, and we can talk about this. That thing looks really dangerous, and it's not. I don't think you understand how that works. We don't either, but we want to know and we want to help you." And you
it
see
sounds like dangerous fun. Let's go
What
that
thing
way.
is it?
See?
a shirtless man, probably in his 70s, with long, kind of dirty white hair and a short white beard, and he's, all you do is hold us, you restrain us. No more. This is a message to your damned king. And he takes what appears to be this kind of like cylindrical silver rod that is engraved with runes, and he slams it onto the ground and makes a massive pulse of energy.
Okay, it's not what I thought it was.
Do I know what that was or what it's
Same.
In the time
Do we need to
that
make
you
checks is the big question here.
in the time that you saw it, anyone who's proficient can make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Imagine.
He wants
What
to-
if I have advantage?
What if my specialty is things I don't know?
My specialty is not having any idea what's going on.
My
Ooh,
plus 2
that's
Arcana is
really, really good.
I got a
A
19
history
thing.
check or an arcana?
Arcana check.
Can I do a history check? Because of my
I mean, you can do a history check.
Cool. That would be a 26 if it's a history check.
History
Okay.
check? It looks like something the people you used to work and travel with were fantasized over. Anyone roll Arcana?
Yeah, I did. I got a 19.
19? You know the typical runes on it are some kind of like storage for certain spells that are kind of rituals. And as
Kind
he
of similar to
slams-
the stuff I build.
Not at all. This, other than what you just figured out, this thing's completely alien to you. And as he slams it into the ground, it knocks almost all of you prone, and all of the nearby citizens. And some of the citizens who are in a panic, like freaking out, they get up and they start running away. However, there are about 7 bodies who take a delayed response. As the guards are like, what just happened? And you watch
Great.
as 7 of those townsfolk begin to slowly muster their way back up. What skin they had starts to tear as muscle begins to expose itself, and one of them lets out a foul shriek, and that is where we are going to end today's session.
Not another artifact.
Oh no. I
So-
just finished drawing this character.
Do you want to close it off somehow, Cam? Because we are recording this.
Yeah, this is where we're going to go ahead and end today's session. So, we want to go ahead and thank everybody who watches this, the brand new start of a brand new campaign, Mages and Miniatures. I pretty much have nothing else to say except goodbye.
All right. Thanks
It's been
guys for
fun.
watching.
Yep. And we'll talk to you guys later.